Welcome to the Class is Permanent podcast, episode 8 here. This episode is dropping here on Tuesday, December 23rd. A little bit of a festive, a little bit of a holiday episode we got here for you guys. It's episode 8, but I think maybe it might be more like episode 7.
No, it's episode 8.
It's episode 8.
7. Episode 7 is lost to the archives. We'll release it someday when we get the files, but for right now, it's lost to history. But it was probably the best episode.
100%. It was definitely one of our best episodes. We will drop that, honestly, once we hit 100,000 followers and we hit $100,000 on the Patreon link. We'll drop that. It was that good. But yeah, exciting episode here for you guys. We will not be dropping an episode on Thursday. Are you playing with the deck of cards? Anyway, did you hear that?
I did.
Yeah. We will not be dropping an episode on Thursday. Obviously, Christmas. So we're going to be trying to give you a little bit of an extra long one here. We got some fun games. We might even try something a little festive. But yeah, let's get this thing started. Away we go.
Class is permanent, farm is temporary.
Alrighty, Poochie Man, how are we? Because that episode hasn't been released yet, I do think it's important that we give the fans an update on your shoulder.
Yeah, it's not going great. You guys didn't do well at the ortho today in terms of giving me a passing grade to go play footy for our last game. Love the energy from the boys. Love the New Jersey. Wish I could be out there playing with them. But yeah, it kind of feels like I also maybe ruined the season because you guys are 1-3 since I got hurt.
Yeah, we have the performances haven't been great. Let's just say that. So I guess you are probably the missing piece there. Brutal news. This is legitimately as like prototypical. Trainer says you'll be back in 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, you miss a game, and it just continues.
Yeah, I feel like Kai Havertz.
Lads are devastated right now. No Pooch on the sidelines clapping, hyping us up. And obviously not on the field leading from example. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was right for the club to get you healthy and hopefully get you back for whatever our next season is. So, sorry to hear that, Pooch. Please,
yeah,
definitely try.
I mean, if the boys need to pick me up come playoff time, maybe I'll dust off the cleats and scare the other team. They're like, oh, he's back. And then I'm like, nah, I'm not. But maybe come playoff time, that'll have to happen where we dust off the cleats, put on the jersey. Other teams like, man, that guy's ready to go. We're in for trouble. And get the boys hyped up and then be like, actually, my shoulder's in disarray. I'm going to sit this one out.
We act like you redislocated in warm-ups. So that way they have to game plan for you.
That would be horrendous if I did that.
What if we stage like there's like a terrorist attack? And right before the game, you run outside and beat the guy up. And you're like, oh, my shoulder's dislocated. I can't play.
Maybe we should go with like robbery.
Yeah. That's fine. Never had to be. Yeah, I don't know why you got so extreme. But yeah, for those, I don't know. I'm assuming we'll eventually start posting this on YouTube. For those that don't know, just talking about the club, you probably see a very special kit right behind us. The kits have finally come in, sponsored by Derby Road Pub. Break this thing down for us. He's playing with it right now. He loves them. Tell me a little bit about it. Walk me through it, the details.
Right, yeah. So for audio listeners, I'm going to take this off the hanger. I'm going to kind of like hold it real close to the mic so you guys can kind of get comfortable with it physically.
Yep, ASMR.
But what we've got is, it's a blue kit.
Yep.
Laden with white stripes.
Yep.
It's very classic looking. It's got a collar.
Yep.
Got 3 white buttons right down the center. The beautiful Class is Permanent podcast crest in the upper right chest.
Yep.
And that just looks phenomenal. Like Big E said, we got the Derby Road Pub sponsor right in the middle.
Yep.
Got a little blue cutout around it. It just really pops among the white stripes. Looks phenomenal. Gold details, getting a gold number on the back, gold border on the sleeves. I mean, this thing is serious. And if you can't see it right now, I feel sorry for you because, and I'm also now realizing that this is most definitely an Adidas template.
Yeah, 100%.
And the branding is not Adidas.
No, it's Triton.
Triton.
Yeah, the great company that provided it for us. Oh, and thank you for that. A little OSMR. You know what I mean?
Do you want to
Yeah.
know? Do you
Oh,
guys want to know who would look great in that?
who would look great in that pooch?
Jermaine Defoe.
Okay. I could see that. A little Jermaine Defoe. I was gonna say Trossard. Gives me very Brighton
Oh
vibe.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I could just see anyone.
yeah,
But you know who looks the best in it? All of our players.
Mm.
And
yep.
Pooch would have looked the best in it. He's actually been mistaken for Brad Pitt a couple times as a supermodel. But unfortunately, he'll have to save for next season. Something to look forward to, huh, Pooch?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Cool. All right, let's jump into it a little bit. So interesting weekend of footy as well. Pooch's favorite AFCON actually began this weekend. Pooch, why don't you start me there in AFCON? Tell me a little bit about the opening games.
Yeah, so we had Sunday and Monday, so yesterday, Group A and Group B play. So Group A, it was Morocco versus Comoros. Um, Morocco won handily
Okay.
against Comoros. Everybody kind of expected it, but we had a banger of a goal, a possible Puskas
Ooh,
level goal by, let me pull up his name, and for anybody that says Pooch can't speak, you're about to hear me really butcher this man's name. Um, it was, let me just get his first name, Ayabu El Kabi for Olympiacos.
fair.
So he played great. They had Brahim Diaz play, Amrabat, Roman Saiss.
Yeah.
He actually got injured. He got taken off in the 19th minute, so that may be later on in the tournament, maybe a hindrance for them. I think in the group stage they'll be fine without him.
Yep.
But that may come into play later on. But it was just a demolition job by Morocco to start off the tournament. The other game in Group A was Mali versus Zambia, who I believe that's your
My
team,
team.
Ethan.
My team.
And this one was very interesting because in my preview I said Zambia will go as far as Pat Sindaka takes them. Pat Sindaka, 92nd minute winner.
My goat.
However,
My goat.
yeah, there's a bit of an issue with that
Yep.
because he got hurt on the celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to do a
Not good.
backflip. I think he finished out the game, but he did get hurt doing a backflip. Landed right on his head. So that wasn't great. And then on the other side, flip side, Mali,
On the flip side.
on the other side, they got Sengare, Mamadou Sengare for Lens.
Yep.
He started. They didn't start Hadira, and then what's his face? Your guys, Basuma wasn't
Yeah.
in the team. Apparently, he's hurt still.
He is. He's got like a
so
weird injury. I don't know what happened to him, but he's been
yeah,
injured, and like it's something that I guess because Spurs fans don't really care if he comes back. Like we're trying to sell him, no one's really talked about it, but he's been out a minute. Like I think it was a serious
yeah.
injury.
Yeah, so I said in my preview for them to kind of move forward, they need those three midfielders to kind of play together and bring this team along. And the fact that one of them started, the other one came on in like the 70th minute, and then the other one wasn't even in the squad. It doesn't feel great for Mali. The vibes don't seem high. Like it just doesn't seem like a good
Yeah.
situation. So that was Group A. Group B happened today, and this one was a bit of an interesting group. South Africa and Angola. South Africa won 2-1 over Angola, and Angola is kind of like I said, like that up and coming team. But South Africa is one of those teams that they made the World Cup. They're riding high in their last five, and they go out and beat pretty handily Angola. With that being said, I think Angola still is they're not dead in the water yet with one loss to South Africa. But I think South Africa is maybe making a move to top Group B. Like that's a statement win in my opinion. So we'll have to see how they play next game against Egypt. But moving on to that game, Egypt, I mean, saved by their Lord and Savior Salah. Like it was, he scored once again another 90th minute winner from Salah. I mean, Egypt dominated this game as they rightfully should. I think Zimbabwe is like 103rd, 129th in the FIFA rankings. They are one of the worst teams. I think Botswana was the only team lower than them in this tournament in terms of the FIFA World Rankings. So the fact that they were up till the 64th minute when Mamouche scored, I think that says a lot. I think Egypt had 35 total shots, only 11 on target, 77% possession. Like, Egypt dominated this game and barely came out with a win. If they drew, that would have been probably over the first 2 days the biggest statement, is like, oh no, it's going to happen again to Egypt where they don't win it. Salah doesn't win an AFCON. Like, that was the thinking up until he scored that 91st minute winner. But I think they're gonna they play South Africa next. So in that South Africa game, I think that will be the most telling for their AFCON journey in total, is, hey, did that get us up and we have to play to our best ability for the rest of this tournament? Or are we going to show up like we did against Zimbabwe and most likely get blown out by South Africa?
Right.
So it's like they can go down one of two avenues now. I feel like they're going to perform well against South Africa, but I didn't have a ton of faith in this after today. I didn't have a ton of faith in them after this performance today. So those are the game. Those were the first games. Today it is DR Congo versus Benin, Senegal, Botswana, Nigeria, Tanzania, and then Tunisia versus Uganda.
Who?
I think.
Try that one again.
Uganda.
Uganda?
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm just trying to make you better. That's all.
No, thank you. I need it. I think the go-to game, if I was somebody that's just trying to get into AFCON, would be 7:30 a.m. I know it's tough, but DR Congo versus Benin.
Okay.
And then if you want just a vibey game where you're like, man, the fans are going to be rocking, like, there's going to probably be a decent amount of goal. Like, I'm just here for, like, the vibes of the AFCON. I would probably say Senegal, Botswana.
Very nice. Oh, your team is DR Congo, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I think that's where we landed.
You tapped in?
Yeah. I mean, safe to say I was really locked in to AFCON all weekend. And by that I meant I saw a couple tweets and I read them.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I was at work today and I actually saw on, I don't know, I think SportsCenter's on. It was just showing Pats and Doc, and I was like, oh, let's go. He scored. And then I saw him flip onto his neck. And I was like, oh my God, it's over.
Oh no.
I was like, it is over. Luckily, he seems to be all right. So we're still rocking there. And on the theme of us talking about our new teams, Pooch, Roma.
You guys
were
killed
trying
Roma.
with you.
No,
What's
you guys
that?
killed us. You guys.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
We're not even fans yet.
I know. How is it?
How is it already our fault?
No, it's your guys' fault we lost to Juve.
Here, well, if that's the case, I guess me and Owen, we are fully Como fans. Are you going to try and keep us in there? Like, is there any way you try and keep us, or are you fully out on us?
Nope, leave, please. Do not.
Wow.
Do not.
All right.
We were having such a good season, and then you guys came in and ruined it.
Once
you guys
again,
had
no, we didn't come in. We were at the door. We were merely just knocking, having a conversation. You
begged us to the door.
Come in. We said we'll come in to, like, after this weekend. You know, after you make dessert. And now it's our fault for coming in. We didn't even come in.
I know.
If you guys walk up to a door of a person with memory loss and expect them not to call the police, that's on you.
I have no idea what that. Are you okay? Do you have memory loss? What is that referring to?
You guys said you're at the door. I have memory loss. I don't remember inviting you. I'm going to call the police.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just going off your guys' analogy.
All right, we're just going to. Are you okay? Did the doctor tell you it was more than the shoulder?
I'm mad. Roma did not play well. They did not play up to their standards. And the only thing that has changed recently with my Roma fandom and how they've been playing is trying to get you guys to join and be fans. We have not played well since that. So I think
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm good to be a Como fan.
Yeah, the way you're handling this really makes me glad that it feels like we dodged a bullet.
Honestly, I have never seen Pooch salty in my life. He's a pretty easygoing guy. That's why I like hanging out with him. And like he's pretty upset. Like,
I'm very upset. I blame you guys for this.
Wow,
I blame
you blame
both of
us
you for this. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. So I'm gonna be a Como fan, and I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we'll go
Enjoy
to
the
Como
lake.
together. Yeah, we will. We
Sounds
will.
Enjoy
awesome.
the lake. Yeah, that's all you
Where
guys
are
get.
we in the table? Where are we in the table compared to you? Como
We're like
versus
fifth,
Roma.
I think.
When's our derby against you? You guys
We
literally
already
just beat
played.
us.
Yeah.
Wait, where
Yeah.
did we play though? Were we in Roma, which is just Rome? Yeah, we were in Rome, so that's fine. You beat us 1-0. We'll see you March 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
my
Bozo.
God. That's perfect.
That's another thing I hate right now with Roma is we have no attack. Like in all honesty, we have all of these like attackers. It reminds me of Tottenham a little bit, where you have all of these attackers and nobody banging in goals consistently. Besides Richie for you guys, but like for Roma, it's like you bring in Evan Ferguson and he scored like 3 goals. He was getting a hat trick a game in preseason, but when the lights are shine bright, like he does not do anything. Like Dybala's coming back from injury. You have Leon Bailey, who apparently we're trying to sell in January, but he's on loan from us from Villa, but we're trying to sell him in January. Like I don't know how that works, but he's done nothing. It's just like a hodgepodge of like guys that are like has-beens kind of, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, why couldn't we just keep a Tammy Abraham? Like,
yeah, Tammy Abraham was banging him in there.
Yeah, and like they're putting Dybala in at striker, and it's like he's not really a striker. Like, why are we doing that just to fit in other guys at the center attacking mid position? I don't know. I shouldn't be this negative because we are a really, really good defensive team this year. But like, it's one of those things like you mentioned, like we only beat Como 1-0, and Como's a good team. Credit to them, but we should be beating Como by a couple of goals.
Whoa, wait, let's take a step back here.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I mean,
I don't think that's true at all.
Very tough side, Como.
We have Nico Paz. We also have Sergio Roberto, who I forgot, who Barca legend.
And once again, that's a game. You know, it's in Roma, which it's not like that home field advantage is anything that crazy.
Right. Kind of a quiet home field. I honestly feel like Pooch is more mad at his club than he is at us. The way he just went off.
1,000%. No.
So
I'm deflecting onto you guys, if I'm being totally honest.
So are you sure that you really want to throw us off your Roma bandwagon? Because
1,000%. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm trying to like bridge a gap, tie bandanas here. You know what I mean? Bring the gangs together. Over like a food drive or something. Okay. Whatever. Fine. We're moving on. I guess
the only way we'll tie bandanas is if Roma and Como fans fight hooligans in Amsterdam together.
Here we go again. I've never met somebody who's so obsessed with, whatever. This is his like Chelsea Arsenal lore, and we'll tie our bandanas together. Afterwards, I think they all sucked each other. Are we?
No, I think they fought each other after.
They probably did. Are we locked in on Como though?
I mean, it sounds okay to me. It feels like, I mean, we gave ourselves, this deadline, right? Yeah. And if it wasn't Roma, it's Como. And the more I say the name out loud, my heart starts to kind of flutter.
I'm looking at the kits right now. Let me see if I want to cop one.
They're all right. I don't love the Uber sponsor. But the colors are nice. They're pretty classy jerseys, right? Like I think they're away. It's just like blue and white, and it just looks good.
Let me look real quick at Como Stadium. It's right on the lake. Come on, dude.
Gorgeous.
Come on. Look at this.
Oh my!
Do you see this on my screen?
I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
and
I'm a
feeling
Como fan.
it.
I'm a Como fan. I mean, listen, I've never been the biggest fan of Serie A. No disrespect to it. It's just not usually been my cup of tea. I'm fully in. I'm watching Serie A every week. I'm in. Sorry, Pooch. Wow, that's kind of crazy. All right, let's move here a little bit into the Premier League. Interesting weekend here. We said we had a pretty good slate, and I'd say that the games, for the most part, lived up to it. I mean, nothing absolutely nuts, but some pretty good games. Where should we start here? I mean, first thing on our notes is the Spurs game. I'm happy to start here. Pooch, you wrote Spurs L, but fans clapping. Can you just explain that to me?
Yeah, I saw a video online of Spurs down 2-0 at the time, I believe, and a couple of geezers in their seats getting the fans to start doing the Thomas Frank chant. And the section did it. The section started, and the words on the tweet were like basically like, love this from our fans, getting behind the manager in a tough time. We need more of this in the fan base. And I was sitting there and I was like, honestly, if I was you guys, I'd sack him right now. But
you have like so much hate in your heart right before the holidays, dude. What are you, the Grinch?
No, I wouldn't sack him right now. but like,
No, you said you would sack him right now. And you've
yeah,
been the
you
one
want to know
hard...
what? I would.
And you've been harping patience with him. You're the one that's like me and O have been like the most negative, and it's just completely flipped.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see it turning around. Like, I thought you guys were going to beat Liverpool. That's why I was like patient, or at least get a point against Liverpool at home.
Mhm.
Like, because Liverpool's looked so bad. But the lack of awareness from the players, so like Xavi Simons,
Good pronunciation.
thank you, French.
I gotta give it to you when you do it correctly.
Thanks. So like that to me is like, that is anger that like the manager should be sniffing out. Like, Romero, I get it. You're mad because you're 10 men
Yeah,
down.
that was worse
And
for me
then
than
like,
Simons.
yeah, and like as he's going off the field, like Frank is pushing him down the tunnel. It's like, I don't know if the players fully respect him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and I think that to me is a big thing where like if you lose the players' respect, you probably have to
100%.
go.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the Simons tackle versus Romero, I think what Romero did is 10 times worse. Honestly, I think Simons, and he even apologized after the game. He's like, I obviously did not intend to do that. He's like, Van Dijk is my captain at the national team. I think it really is just like heat of the moment. He's just pressing hard, and shit happens, right? Like, obviously, you want to be a little bit more cautious, but also whatever, that's ball. It is what it is. The Romero thing, watching the game live, almost felt like he wanted to be sent off. If that makes sense. Like, I'm sure, like, he was upset. I get it, but like, it almost felt a little bit like, I'm just gonna let it all out. I don't care if you send me off. And now he's gonna be suspended at minimum another game, right? It was a double yellow, so is that 2 or is that 1?
One game.
Right. So okay, so it'll be 1 as long as he didn't say anything like crazy at the ref. I doubt it. But that is, and I agree with you. I mean, when it comes to Thomas Frank, it feels like a lot of them have lost some respect for him. There was issues like a week or 2 ago, maybe a little long, maybe like a month ago.
I feel like, yeah, there's always an issue after the game with Tottenham, and it's their own players against each other, or like the players against the manager. Like Jed Spence, the one time where he didn't shake Frank's hand. Like, there's always something. The Pedro Porro one with, was it Bergvall on the field, where like they're having a go at each other, and it's like one of those things. Like, what do we do? Like, it doesn't seem like a cohesive locker room. So to me, that's on the manager. Like, okay, with Ange, you guys weren't getting the results on the pitch, but the guys never looked like they were against, like they were still a unit.
Yeah, they were never against the manager either. I'll tell you that. There was maybe little moments here or there, but there was never ever a time that you'd be like, the team has turned on the manager. That was never ever a knock on Ange. I think you could say the fans have turned on him at some point. I think you could obviously say the board has turned on him, but I don't think you could ever say the players did, at least not as a collective. Maybe 1 or 2 who, maybe they just like fell out of favor or whatever. But I think that, and that's what I agree with you. And that's again where this disassociation comes from. It's really bad, like really bad. It feels like, and I don't think they fully turned on him, but I do think, like you said, like there is, because I don't think he's a bad person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think Conte and I think Jose Mourinho are very easy to turn on and hate. I don't think Thomas Frank is. I think at the end of the day, maybe you lose your respect. And you're like, we got to get rid of this guy, or like, what are we doing? But I don't think you could be like, oh, I don't like you. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Behind the scenes, he's an asshole, but that just doesn't seem like him. He almost seems a little soft, where you like feel bad. I don't know.
I think it's more on the soft, where he's not maybe as tough on some guys, and that's why you're seeing maybe them act out in games a bit and not really respect him. I also think that it just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a great vibe in the team. I don't want to say you want to bring in like an authoritarian figure after him.
Yeah.
But you want to maybe bring in somebody with a little bit more experience at that high level.
Yeah, I think the scary part right now is like, who is that? And that's the thing.
Exactly,
Like, and people are like, oh, Zidane's of it. Like, it is so clear where he's going, right? It's reported he's waiting for the franchise, no problem. People are like, Xavi. I guess you could say Xavi Hernandez, but like, again, I don't think that's the right fit either. Like, yes, he has the pedigree where it's hard for a lot of players to talk shit to him. This is one of the greatest players of all time, where, at the end of the day, it's like, you're talking to a legend, but I just don't, like, he's not a Premier League player. He's not English.
If I was Tottenham and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, we're firing Frank in January, let's say, like, this isn't up to scratch, what we're doing. The one guy that I'd be going for is Glasner. Because he can do a lot with a little. And I
I
know
agree.
Liverpool are kind of sniffing around there if they want to get rid of Slot. He's available. I think you jump the gun and you try and take him away from Liverpool. That's my, like, I don't wait till the summer and let Liverpool dictate
Yep.
what happens. I kind of force the hand and I'm like,
Yeah.
Frank, you're out. We'll pay whatever the release clause is for Glasner. Bring him in, because at least he's kind of like Ange in the sense of he plays with an identity. He's a known winner in not only Europe but also like domestic cups. Like he won the FA Cup, he won the Europa League with Frankfurt. Like
Yep.
he is a winner.
Yeah.
If I was sitting here today and Arsenal weren't in a title, like if Arteta's head was on the chopping block, that's the number one guy I'd go for.
Let me read you. I mean, this is a ranking. This was the first week of. It was the last week of September, so it might be varied, but these were the top 10 managers available at this time, right? And a lot of them still are. I just checked the list. Let's see. And I mean, this is in the sense of like a talk when you hear someone better, who you would hire over, frankly, fire him today and hire him tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, Eric Ten Hag. Absolutely not,
No.
right? Sergio Conceição, who was the former Porto and
No.
AC Milan. Yeah, no,
No.
right? Like, no worries.
No.
Edin Terzic, who was the Borussia Dortmund coach. I got into the final, and then I think he was let go.
He's not bad. He's a young guy, but I don't know if I'd have Frank over him just because Frank knows the league better than him.
You're saying you would have, you'd keep Frank. Yeah, I agree. And what's funny is, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Wasn't he linked with the Spurs job when we hired Frank? I think that was a lot of.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so that's why I said his name. Thiago Motta, obviously, was the Juventus manager who got sacked. Obviously, a great player. I can't imagine it. I mean, my understanding
Once again, he was a guy who helped Bologna get Champions League. And everybody thought like, oh, the only reason they got Champions League was because of him. But then Bologna also got Champions League last year, and they're one of the top 4 teams again in Serie A this year with Vincenzo Italiano. So you could make the argument that it wasn't him, it was like the players and like the club itself. So I don't know if I'd take him.
Yeah, he's an interesting manager though, because I do remember at Bologna he was playing with like some interesting tactics. So that's what's kind of fun with him. Like it wasn't just a like Monaco. Like who was the coach of Monaco when they went on that run and won Liga, and who remembers?
Zero.
That's my point. Right? Like it's not like that. Like I can't tell you any of the Bologna players from that year with Thiago Motta because he was the face, and that's where I think it's a little bit different. But I agree with you. Like I'm not sacking Frank for Thiago Motta. I'd rather give Frank the year at that point, right? Like there's better options. The next option on this list, Xavi.
No.
I feel like here's the thing when it comes to Xavi is I think what Xavi does is he's going to come in, he is going to trust your youth because he has that background. He's the one that gave Lamine Yamal a start. He's the one that gave Alejandro Balde a start at Barca. He brought up Pau Cubarsí. He brought up Pau Cubarsí. He's brought up a lot of these kids. So it's like he's going to trust the youth. And Tottenham has this, I mean, according to reports, this is an amazing academy. And then none of these players come up and break through. It's insane. You hear like Mikey Moore, who obviously went on loan to Rangers, who, if I'm not mistaken, is not playing much. I'll have to look that stat up. Anyway, Mikey Moore, who's supposed to be like one of the best young players in England, one of like they're promising. And it's like the guy can't break into the team. Xavi will break him into the team and find a role for him. That being said, though, Xavi got figured out very quick, and then it just went to shit, right? Like the team couldn't perform. He needed money to back him. Maybe this is the right fit because it seems like Spurs' new ownership wants to pay to back him. I don't know. I just feel like I would not fire Frank today for Xavi. That's a personal feeling, but if they did it, I wouldn't blame them, if that makes sense. Like I could see the vision. Number 5 on this list is Nuno. That's obviously no. Number 4 is Gareth Southgate. Get the fuck out of here. Don't do that to me. I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were. That's why I paused, because I knew you were thinking. And I think with Southgate, here's the thing. I think with Southgate, you just know you're getting like a certain level of mid, if that makes sense. Like
I agree, but I'll say this: Southgate is very Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to me. Both of them are the same category of manager, where if your goal isn't to win anything, but to kind of maintain a relevance as like a Champions League club or a competing Champions League club while you kind of rebuild, like they're good managers. They're not going to win, like you won't win a Premier League title with either one of them, But what you will have is 3 to 4 years of consistency with maybe not great players, like
Yep.
players that normally would be like, you'd be like, this team's finishing in 8th on paper, but they somehow finish 4th with those two as manager, and you kind of build through them. And then the minute that you're like, okay, I feel confident we have a team that could compete for a Premier League title, you bring in a serial winner. Like, that's the type of manager Southgate is. So if
Yeah.
that's what you're looking for from Tottenham, to kind of have that transitional manager that can kind of keep you afloat in the conversation, I think that's your guy. If not, look somewhere else.
I just think at this point, I'd rather, again, just rock with Frank, because it's not like we're in a relegation battle
No.
where I just feel like if you go with someone like Southgate, like it's hard to see him as a club manager because he's never really done it, whereas like if you told me international, I could see that, right? Like if you're like a Belgium and you're like, and I'm only going off the past, or like a Portugal where it's like you guys feel like you kind of get stalled out. It's like, well, you know what, at least we have a base here. But on a club level, like I don't even know his tactics really. It's kind of weird, and like I don't know what his principles would be. Other than
That's
yeah.
what makes him kind of good, because he's very flexible in the sense of like,
Yeah.
oh, like England, for example, like, oh, I have to play 5 in the back for the 2020 Euros. Like, okay, I'll do that and we'll get to the final. And then in the 24 Euros, it's like, well, I don't need to play 5 in the back because I have so much attacking talent. I can now play a 4-3-3. Like, I trust my center backs to play that way. So I do think he's flexible in his, I agree, he doesn't have like a philosophy where you're sitting there and you're like, it's like an Ange where you're like, this is how we play and we're not playing any other style. But I don't know. He's a guy where I sit there and I'm like, any team that's like looking, that's why I thought Man U should have picked up Southgate instead of Amarin, because I was like, where Man U's at, like,
Yeah.
it's kind of what they need more than an Amarin who's going to kind of be that, this is my style. If you don't like it, leave.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day here, when we're talking about like people are like fire him, I just don't think there's a better option, honestly, unless there's someone I'm missing, like there's someone's assistant or still. The one guy too that I think a lot of people spoke about is this guy Fernando Diniz, who was the gaffer of Fluminense. Trying to see. Oh, I think wait, am I wrong here? He's the manager of Fluminense. Yeah, he's the manager of. No, this is wrong. I'm sorry, I have the wrong guy. Long story short, there was a manager in one of the Brazilian clubs that was playing really exciting footy down there and was getting a lot of looks. That's someone that could be an like maybe going outside of it. The only problem is like, is this guy? And I know it's like, who cares? Is this guy going to speak English? Is this guy going to be able to connect with the team? And it's clear that the team needs connection. So I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I don't know who you call in.
I think it's always so tough because I go back to Unai Emery, how the media kind of like lit him on fire because he couldn't say good evening. Like,
Right.
and it was like a big thing where it's like the guy's trying to learn English and we're like in the media making fun of him, like, good evening. And it's like, what are we doing here? So like, to your point, like, I don't think, and I think a lot of fans don't think it's that big of a deal. But then when you have the media spinning up one way, being like, oh, like this outsider from Brazil thinks he knows everything, like, we're gonna make fun of him for saying words like poorly in English, and it's like, what are we doing here? So I agree, in theory it shouldn't matter, like your tactics
100%.
should matter more, but I could see it happening with that guy.
Yeah, I don't know what the option is. Oh, I mean, we don't want to spend hours on something that's probably not going to happen here, but as a fellow Spurs fan, is there any managers you've seen, any rumor, like things like that? I mean, I'm a little more tapped in when it comes to Barca news. Spurs, I follow pretty heavily, but like, I don't follow every little account the same way I maybe do for Barca. So that's why maybe could provide a little something I missed here.
No, I feel like what you said about like a more unknown assistant or some trainer, some whatever, I feel like that's the route people are going, because like you said, the market right now for managers is just very uninspiring.
Just a lot of retreads.
It's boring, and we've all seen that. And I do think that's contributing to a sentiment of like, the season sucks, let's keep Frank and let's see what happens.
Maybe it's his best friend right now, because if there was somebody that was exciting, I don't know. But I also just I can't imagine Spurs like just going ahead and sacking him. No, I did not get emotional. I just had to sneeze off camera. No, I just can't imagine them sacking him. I really can't. The performance hasn't been great, but it's just, first off, it's not really Spurs. If this was maybe Chelsea, it's a little bit more of a Chelsea, obviously like a Real Madrid, some of those clubs that just sack him. Spurs feel like the type of club that aren't going to move unless they have a plan or like someone cut out. And like even when they fired Postecoglou, it was pretty much reported immediately that Thomas Frank was the manager. There really wasn't much, kind of like talk. I don't know. Is that wrong? Did we wait a while for a manager?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. What are you looking at over there?
I'm trying to find the best Como kit.
Look what you just did, Pooch. You just created 2 Como demons. That
Go
being
ahead.
said, though,
Enjoy the league.
He's really embracing this super villain.
I know. He created us. I would have probably still rocked with Roma, honestly, because I would have been like, let's go. If I rock with them now, I'm not a front runner. And he's like really salty here. All right, stay on that side. We'll see you on March 15th at 10 a.m. Yeah, let's move on from there. Yeah, I think the Spurs fans are just trying to get anything going. That the game was kind of miserable until the end, which Richarlison coming on was just so obvious he was going to score, by the way. So obvious. So obvious. That dude hates Liverpool and he loves a late goal, no matter how. I thought he was going to take his shirt off down 2-1. I really did. I thought he was going to go and do the peacock, the pigeon, in the corner. But
my favorite tweet that's been making the rounds since then is it like Richarlison has the most absurd catalog of pointless goals.
100%.
Really, like you said, I felt the same way when I saw him coming off the bench. I was like, there's like a 10,000% chance that Richarlison finds the back of the net, and he would in such like a ridiculous manner, like that.
Yeah.
That bullshit ass.
Well, he flopped.
Yeah,
and then he just sat there and the ball bounced around and he tapped it in.
So
but
funny.
Whatever, we lost to Liverpool. I don't care. I'll pay attention once Mickey Van Ven starts banging goals. And again, Pooch, talk me through Arsenal Everton here. Give me a little background.
Yeah, I think it was a game where we said it last episode. If they don't have Dewsbury Hall in Ndoye and
who
in Ndoye, what's his name?
How do you,
I don't know.
Every episode
is it Enjai?
Yeah,
right?
I think
All
that's
right.
it.
You have me in my head about this, Pooch. That's how about you fucked me up with pronunciations, where I'm walking around like Enjai.
Yeah, I have zero clue.
Say it again.
But
he's in AFCON.
Yeah, so him and Grealish, if 2 of the 3 of those guys start, I think we would have been screwed, but only Grealish played. It was a game where if you watched it, you would have thought, man, it's 1-0. Like at any point, Everton can score a goal and draw this game.
Yeah.
But like when watching it, really, Everton didn't actually have a ton of chances.
Mm-hmm.
They were just doing a really good job of countering, but not doing anything with the counter. Like they would get all the way up into our final third, pass the ball around a couple times and lose it. But like if you're watching it, it looked back and forth. You're like, man, there's a lot. Like Everton's constantly on this counter, like all of this. I think it was a good game. I mean, it made me kind of be nervous, even though there was nothing to get nervous about because they weren't really having shots on target. But it was one of those where you're like, I could see Everton nicking a point, like a goal last second and like drawing this one. I think it was a good game for Arsenal to win. I mean, last season we got 2 points in total against Everton, drew both times. And after one game this year, we already have 3 points against them. So
there you go.
It was a good game. I'm a little concerned with how much Declan Rice and Zubimendi have been playing. Although I've been hearing reports we may try and go after the fella from Lille, the young guy, the defensive mid. I'm gonna butcher his name too. Just putting that out there to start. I need to find his name.
This kid Ayu Buwadi.
Yes. Yep.
I may have butchered that. Buwadi.
No.
Ayu.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
He's like France, like 19 years old, 18 years old. Apparently, we're really interested in getting him, which makes a ton of sense because I do think we need some midfield depth because Zubimendi and Rice have been playing like every single game. So it's like clearly Norgard right now is out of favor. Christian Norgard is out of favor.
Do that again real quick. I like that.
Christian Norgard. He's clearly out of favor. Which makes sense. I think he was mainly meant to kind of be that third midfielder, whether it's an 8 or a 6, mostly a 6, but he was never supposed to kind of be like, oh, midweek game, put in Norgard.
Norgard. I like that. That's the pronunciation you're smashing right now.
I know. Because I've heard the meme so many times. Gyökeres goal Don't care how it happened. We got
Yeah, you got
the
the pen. Yeah, you got the celly. Pooch is doing the mask up from
thumbnail.
COVID celly.
Thumbnail.
Thumbnail the post like that.
Yeah.
We have to shoot
But
one of
yeah,
those
we
videos of, did you see AFTV after they signed him, where like the guy's running around the corner and it's all like the Arsenal
dude,
fans like doing the mask? We need to shoot that with you.
I saw that video and I immediately in my head went, please, dear God, tell me we haven't signed all the paperwork. Like, please do not finish signing this paperwork. Like, they just ruined all of this for me.
Yeah, they ruined the aura of him right there. Like,
Yeah, like
it,
immediately.
you could have literally just posted that one edit that made all the rounds, which it was.
Yes.
It's the one we all know, where it's obviously the fans doing the mask. If you just, yeah, what exactly?
It wasn't me till I put on the mask.
Okay, all right, we got to move on here. This is
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch much of this game, but I saw kind of the stats, and it seemed like
Yeah.
exactly what you said. It seemed like one of those boring games that, I don't know, maybe Everton could have nicked a point, but like you said, it just wasn't. It probably wasn't really in the cards for them.
No.
Villa, they've made this now a 3-horse race in the Prem. They are in tremendous form.
I think so. I watched that game. First half, I thought Man U might win it because I think they were the better team. But second half, I mean, Morgan Rogers, what an incredible player. I know
Yeah,
when
terrific.
the World Cup draws closer, we'll talk about England and all these other teams. He's making a case for himself over like Cole Palmer and
Ooh.
Jude Bellingham to start
Yeah.
at that 10 position.
Without
Like,
a
in all
doubt over
honesty,
Jude. Without a doubt over Jude. That guy's
yeah,
a
like,
bump.
but like even like it may even help Jude because he might not start, but like he could play the 8 behind Rice. Like it's I don't know. Morgan Rogers right now to me is the most impressive player that I've seen in the league so far this year. I thought last year was kind of like a one season wonder with him, but he is carrying that Villa team on his back. Like without him, they are nowhere near like a title charge. And I think instead they're fighting mid-table. That's kind of how I view this team. I think they're a mid-table team. But like he just will pull a banger out of his bag and he's like at a random time, and I'm like, tip my cap to him.
Yeah, he's been terrific. I mean, so when Spurs were trying to sign a 10 this summer, obviously the original player was Eze. And then at some point we got linked right before we signed Xavi Simons. We ended up to Morgan Rogers, and he was the one I wanted the most. I mean, he's like, I think he's like 6'2", right? Like he's like physically large. You obviously have seen him in the Prem, England International, which I don't know. For me, like when Spurs signed England Internationals, I like that. I feel like the Spurs I grew up watching was very English, and like not that it needs to be. I'm not an England fan, but like I kind of like when we have the England players. I don't know, like having the captain of England at some point was nice. I don't know, it just felt like a proper British club at that time. So I like that about him as well. And he is like so fun to watch. So fun. He's productive. He is what everyone thinks Jude Bellingham is. That's not a hot take. That's legit. That is, everyone thinks Jude Bellingham is what Morgan Rogers is. Bellingham does not have the touch of Morgan Rogers. They both score goals. Fair enough. I'll give it to Jude. He scores goals. But I think Morgan Rogers, like if you asked me, and if you asked me to set up England today, I'd have to look at all the options and you know, obviously with Tuchel's formation, I would 100% have a guy like Morgan Rogers in my team as the 10 because I know he's going to absolutely work his ass off. I think Bellingham will find a spot on the team. I get it, right? Like everyone wants to like, you know, suck him off. I really think Morgan Rogers is who people think Bellingham is. And I don't know.
No,
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a very honest take. I don't even think that's a hater take.
I agree with you. I think he likes to drift into the right side, which would help Asaka because Saka works with Odegaard, who drifts into that right side a lot. Yeah, I think
Over
the
Cole
front
Palmer?
four. Yeah, I
Okay.
think the front four would be Rogers at the 10, Kane at striker,
course,
Foden on the left, and then Saka on the right. I think if we're talking like the tournament starts tomorrow, you want the most informed players, like one-off, like sudden death match type of thing. That would be my front four. Like,
yeah, I mean, going off that, I agree, and I think this is where England has issues. And the famous thing, you see it on every like. I've been watching a lot of. I think they're called The Club, and it's like, I don't love Rory Jennings. I really dislike him as a Chelsea fan, but like it's like his kind of group, and they do like a bunch of ratings, like, oh, like the best England of all time. And every time they talk about it, they bring up, they're like, England's issue for a while when you had Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard, all those guys is like the midfield just didn't mesh, and that's I think England problem is England manager is probably one of the hardest jobs out of all the international jobs, without a doubt. It's like being the manager of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like, I guess like Real Madrid. I don't
USA
know.
basketball. USA basketball.
Exactly. No, that is as spot on as it could be. Not always because you have the best talent, which I think the USA basketball obviously does, but not always because you have the best talent, but because of the fact it's so much names. And it's like the big fans, like the big teams are going to get like obviously more recognition, more people shouting for it. Like, I think if you're England, you need to set up the best way you could, and that's your most productive players. I don't care. Like, for instance, Mark Gahey needs to start on that back line. And I don't know if that's a hot take that he does it, but like you're gonna have fans shouting for like a guy like John Stones in the back line. And maybe he does have a spot in there, but my point being is like you may have fans from bigger clubs shouting for things and the media being like, oh, how did you leave him out? When it's like, just give me the production. Give me the productive players. Harry Kane
Mhm.
obviously is your number 9. I don't know who would be the backup there, but like a guy like Marcus Rashford should be in the squad. Where
Yep.
they may leave him out because he's not playing in England. He's not playing for one of the big 3 clubs, in England right now. Right? I agree with you. Probably Saka on the right. I think Cole Palmer needs to get a spot in the team. Transparently,
No,
every
no.
time.
I think Palmer's on the plane, and
Yeah.
like a month and a half from now, if Cole Palmer's playing better than Rodgers, I'll say Cole Palmer
Right.
is
I
the
think
the
that's
number
fair.
10. But as of right now, and I mean Palmer's been super injured, so like that hasn't helped him. But if Cole Palmer's healthy, like yeah, he deserves a spot. I think he would deserve a spot over Jude on the plane.
Right.
Like
You know what? Here's I think what I was trying to say. Jed Spence should be England's right back over Trent. But people will be like, well,
mm,
he's Trent. He's playing for Real Madrid. Because of the fact of what Jed does. Yes, he doesn't have the output of Trent in the sense of like that. I just feel like he, though, is. And I think honestly, I think if you were to start, say England had to play tomorrow and you had to start your best 11, maybe Jed doesn't play right back because you have Reece James. But I do think he starts at left back. And that's if Tuchel's being real because he locks everybody down. The Jen Spence Penitentiary. Yes, you have Lewis Hall. Yes, you have Miles Lewis Skelly. I'm not saying they're not on the team. I'm not saying they don't play.
what about
But
Nico O'Reilly?
maybe he's on the plane too. I think he's played well. But again, though, like that's someone though, like for instance, like I didn't even think of, but yeah, he's in form. You know what I mean? Like he's in form. Who's a left? Like I don't know. Who's even an English left back right now? Like an established English left back. I can't even think of one.
Luke Shaw.
Yeah, get out of here. Fooch like that one. He's giggling to himself. My point being though is like a guy like Jed Spence is easy to
Jude
lead.
Spence would go nuts. A defensive demon, Jude Spence in the midfield.
I think a guy like him is a guy in past years that maybe gets overlooked, but is more productive than say somebody like a Trent in your team. In the sense
Yeah.
that Trent is like a luxury player. You need to kind of build your defense around a Trent. Whereas a Jed Spence, you plug him in and you're like, he may not get me 5 assists this tournament, but you know what he's going to do? He's going to lock down and do his job. Morgan Rogers may not be the guy that on paper you look at. You may see Cole Palmer, you see Jude Bellingham, you go, those are my 10s. But I promise you, Morgan Rogers, and I do believe in Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer deserves it. I promise you, Morgan Rogers gives you more in your game than Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham doesn't do all the little things that he might, and he doesn't bring the same like pace and power. I don't know. I'm really, really, I don't hate Jude Bellingham. I think he is a talented footballer. I just think, though, that there's players that do a lot more. And, because he gets his tap in and puts his arms out like Messi did, by the way, everyone's like, oh, Messi, what? I'm getting heated. My point being is, when it comes to the international game, you have to find production. And think about Mikel Merino, who probably was not one of the first names people thought of when they came to the Spain setup. And the dude scored goals for Spain, did his job for Spain. And that's the type of players you're looking for. You're not always just looking for names. So that's my point there. I'm a really, really big fan of Morgan Rogers. I think he's a joy to watch. And I think he's a type of player, like, as long as he keeps his form and things continue, he needs to have a spot in that England team. Maybe you start Cole at the 10, and then, you have Saka and then Foden on the left. I don't know. That's up to Tuchel to decide. That I could care less. But if Morgan Rogers, like, it doesn't have a role in that team, I think it's going to be something where you look back and you're like, damn, he probably could have brought us a spark, especially off the bench. You got that guy, you bring him in the 60th, maybe you take off Foden, you move some things around. Like, that's, I don't know. I'm not the gaffer. Whatever. Yeah, Villa have been exciting to watch this year, though. It's always nice when you have a team like them. I feel like I love when the Premier League when Aston Villa is good, the Premier League's good. It's one of those, like, just a rich history club. Spurs and them have a little bit of beef just over the years, but I do like when they're good. So it's kind of fun to see them doing well. All right, let's jump in real quick. Chelsea Newcastle. This was a thriller here. Pooch, you want to start here?
Yeah. So first half, Newcastle dominated Voltemade.
2
Two
goals.
goals. Looked really on point. That's 3 goals in 2 games for him. So
Yep.
he's been performing well.
4 goals if you count the own goal, by the way.
That's what I was mentioning. And then Chelsea, I mean, it was a tale of two halves. They turned it on. They probably could have won the game like 4-2, 5-2. I said it last episode. Ethan, you said St. James Park is a fortress, which I believe in. But I said that the Sunderland game broke Newcastle. And I think this game showed it.
Really?
In the because in the post game like handshakes on the field and stuff like that, they kept showing images of like video of the Newcastle players and coaching staff. You would have thought that somebody went into their house and shot their dog. Like the faces that they had, like they looked like the saddest human beings. They looked broken. And I just was like, that Sunderland game broke them. Like they mentally aren't checked into, man, we're like not even competing. Like they're out of Champions League. I don't care if they go on like a 10-game run. Their best shot is making Europe in general. They're not finishing top 5. They will not finish top 5. I just don't think, and it's not because they don't have the players. It's not because of the way that they play. It's the mentality. I think that they are just so broken mentally that they will not move on. I think the summer, it'll be a big look in the mirror summer for Newcastle and be like, who are we? Like, what do we want to be? Do we want to be the team that sits back and counters, or do we want to be a team of possession? I think they get rid of Eddie Howe. I think you'll see a guy like Sandro Tonali leave. I think you'll see a guy like Anthony Gordon possibly get picked off by one of the bigger teams.
Yeah, that feels
I could
like
see
that's
him
probably
going
inevitable.
I could see him going to a Liverpool. And I know all Everton fans will hate that, but there were rumors this past summer that Arsenal and Liverpool were both interested, and he was interested. So I think they think that they're in this top 6, like not the fans. The fans don't think that. I don't even think the players really think that. I think it's more the board is looking at themselves and being like, well, we're a top 6 club. We should be in these conversations for like consistently getting Champions League and winning the league. And I think this summer they're going to come to a realization. They're going to have a bunch of guys leave because they're like, we want to play consistent Champions League. And they're going to realize we're a stepping stone club.
Damn. That's back-to-back weeks now, or I guess back-to-back episodes that you've absolutely destroyed them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch the game, transparently. I have a lot of things to do. It was a busy weekend.
That's fair.
I trust Pooch with my life. So based on what Pooch said, I believe. That being said, I don't think this game has broken them that poorly, where like they're shot.
No, it wasn't this game. It was the Sunderland game.
Right. You're right. You're right with what you said. I still don't think that game has absolutely destroyed them, because what if in the return fixture they beat Sunderland 3-0?
Then maybe they get resurrected. I don't know. Is the game near Easter? Like, I don't know. If the game's near Easter, yeah, sure, they can resurrect themselves. But like, right now where we're standing, I don't see them. They're not a Champions League club.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think that the top Champions League teams, you obviously have to be in good form across everything, and kind of trending up, and they're probably not trending up. I think the tough part about Eddie Howe again, right, is we talked about it, and of course, on that episode that we'll drop when we hit 100,000 on the Patreon. I think the tough part about Eddie Howe is like, I think a lot of clubs would love to have Eddie Howe. Mm-hmm. I think it's also the type of thing where maybe Eddie Howe is not the club that Liverpool or Manchester City are appointing to win them Champions Leagues. And I think Newcastle are at a spot where they are starting to become a stepping stone club again. Because at one point they felt like a little bit of a destination again, right? Mm-hmm. With the money, you had Alexander Isak, you had these guys coming in, and now it felt like, all right, well, Isak dissed you. Ekitike went to Liverpool to compete with Alexander Isak. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. When you could have
mm-hmm. So I read a book a couple of years ago, and it kind of talked about the economics and kind of the social aspect of England, like soccer in general. And one of the big reasons why you don't see a lot of guys, especially this past summer, where it seemed like Newcastle was everybody's third option,
right,
is because, one, they don't have an international airport. So if you're an international player trying to like play in England and you want to go to Newcastle, your family and friends or anybody else that you have coming over have to either go to the Manchester International Airport and then London and then drive into Newcastle, which is
Yeah.
about a 3.5 hour drive
Interesting.
just
Okay.
there from both of those airports. And then on top of that, Newcastle is so out of the way. It's like in the northeast of England on the border next to Scotland. So it's like so far north there that it's like if you're there, that's all that. It's not like a London where you're like, man, I would love to go to like the beach this weekend. Like it's an 1.5 hour drive. Like there's so much to do in London or Manchester. Like,
Wait, real quick.
I want to go to Liverpool.
Did you just make up the fact they don't have an airport?
An international airport.
It's called Newcastle International Airport. I swear to God, I'm looking at the website.
Do they? Where are the flights? Where are the flights to? Where are the international flights to?
I'll tell you right now. Fuerteventura. Milan, Amsterdam, Paris, Alicante, Spain, Faro, which I think is Egypt, London, Southampton, Marrakech.
He did say he read the book a few years ago.
Yes, thank you, Owen.
How many years ago? Like 10 years ago? Because I looked it up just because I was curious. Like, oh, maybe they have a private airport. Like,
honestly, Ethan, 10 years ago.
That's Newcastle. Oh wait, when will Newcastle Airport become international? It's already international with its new terminal opening late 20. So you could fly to Bali out of this place. By the way, you can fly everywhere.
Well, that's a plus for them then, for all the players coming in.
When did maybe this is like literally a brand new thing. When will Newcastle Airport become international? When did Newcastle Airport? 2018, 2019.
That checks out because I read the book like 10 years ago. So
no, long haul flights started at wait a second. I'm sorry. I'm just reading this as we go. This is awesome. In contrast, Newcastle International Airport gained its international title in significant upgrades in the late 1970s and 1990s with long-haul flights like Emirates starting in 2007. Yeah, I mean, we're good. We're good here. I'm rocking with you, Pooch. I don't know when. Maybe that book was written in the 60s, but
we still have 5 minutes left in our airport segment. So if you have anything else you want to say,
I do get what you're saying though, and that's something that I think we talk a lot about in American sports. It's like, oh, you live in like Texas or Florida, and like you don't pay income tax, right? Like that's an actual driver of players coming. Where in Europe and England, we don't really talk about that. We talk about like the weather, right? And I guess like we talk sometimes like, oh, it's a shitty city. But like that's not really just an actor.
It's also like one of those things too where it's like Voltamade is swimming in it because like he's like a single guy by himself. Like he doesn't really like his buddy is living with him in Newcastle, so like they're probably having the time of their life.
Right.
But if you're a guy that's like an established player with a wife, like your wife probably if you're sitting there and you're like Crystal Palace or Newcastle, I'm going to get paid the same, but Crystal Palace probably the life would be better living in London than it would in Newcastle.
100%. I mean, I don't know if they're necessarily competing with Crystal Palace just because of the funds and what they can provide, but I understand what you're saying. And I mean, yeah, I think they need a team like Newcastle. You track players when you're good. Like when you're very good.
Real quick, do you want my brother to give his thoughts on Newcastle?
Sure, give it real quick. Is this Timmy or Jimmy? Yes, Pooch has brothers named Timmy and Jimmy. It's Jimmy.
Yeah. Thoughts on Newcastle? You got to speak into the mic here.
Tell him I say what's up.
What do we think of shit?
Newcastle. Wait, Jim, come back in the camera real quick. I need people to see what Jim looks like.
He's gone.
Jim,
he's gone. He left.
This dude left straight out of the Jersey Shore, man. His hair is spiked up with a black tank on. Oh my God, man. I love the Capucci family. It's really crazy. When I met Dan, he was like, yeah, I have two brothers named Timmy and Jimmy. I'm like, he's obviously fucking with me. No, they are Timmy and Jimmy. Which one is older? Timmy? Timmy's funny. Timmy likes beer. And then Jimmy is he's a fighter.
He'll hop on the mic one of these times and talk Liverpool, Timmy, because he's a massive Liverpool fan.
Okay.
So, but
to me, one time, just a quick side story. One time, me, Pooch, Savant Brett, we went in our college town, South Orange. We went to this beer garden, I guess. And Pooch brought Timmy, and Timmy sat there, and I think at some point he literally was like, yeah, so what beers do you like? He said something along those lines to me, and I was like, and he was just the most classic college. He's like, dude, one time I was like with my boys and we were drinking some beers, and like, I was like, and like that's kind of the extent of every story. It was just about him drinking. He was like, yeah, it was pretty chill. And I was like, all right, I fuck with it. Jimmy, we played in a men's league, and Jimmy, despite being the youngest player on the team and respectfully the smallest, was trying to fight people every single week. Yeah. And then you have Timmy, and then me. So the three of us would wear what's the proper way to say this? The
tank
two
tops?
ways. Tank tops. Thank you. The two ways I was going to go.
Yep,
Probably not
I knew
pretty.
exactly what the ways you were going to go, and we're going to go with tank tops.
One gets a little racial towards Italians. The second one is, yeah, we don't want to talk about, which I don't have those feelings, but those are stereotypical names. So we all started wearing tank tops, and then we'd obviously throw our shirt on, our uniform for the game. But yeah, I was a Capucci for a little bit. All right, let's move into quick La Liga here. Barca beat Villarreal. That was one of the big games this weekend. Villarreal has been god awful in Champions League, been really, really good in La Liga. Villarreal, it's always a tough game for Barca to go to. Oh my, the name of their stadium just slipped my mind. It's always a tough game, no matter what. They're a really passionate fan base. Their stadium is really cool. If anyone's ever seen, it's kind of like a weird stadium. La Ceramica, which is also like their sponsor. Renato Vega, who we spoke about, I think, an episode or two ago when we were talking about Chelsea, he put in a fucking disaster challenge on Lamine. Slid 2 feet in from behind, straight red card. He didn't even he knew what he did. It was almost like a Xavi Simons where he reacted so fast and did it so fast that he knew. He's like, oh, what did I just do? It wasn't dirty. It wasn't it was just kind of oh shit. I don't know. 2-footed from behind, gets a red card. This is another game where Barca rested Pedri to start, and Barca looked like shit until he came back in. Once he comes in, he controls the flow. Frankie de Jong's had a very good season or two now under Hansi Flick, but when you ask Frankie de Jong to do the Pedri role, it just doesn't work. And it's one of those things where he doesn't look god awful. It's just so clear how much of a difference Pedri makes. But yeah, Barca take care of business there. Rafinha wins Player of the Month for Barca in December, which again just shows his impact. He was out a couple of games in November, and guy comes back and wins Player of the Month in December. He's been terrific. Yeah, I mean, Barca are now looking for a center back. The big rumor we talked about was Nico Schlotterbeck and then Mark Gahey, because we can negotiate with him on January 1st. The problem is Andreas Christensen has a partial ACL tear that just came out. He'll be out till the end of the season, which he's also a free agent, so he's moving on. And now it's they're looking to figure it out. But similar to managers, there's not a lot of good cheap options, loan options, because in the summer they're going to go and make a big signing, and you don't want to sign somebody, for 30 mil right now and just have him kind of sit on the bench between probably say you do sign Gahey. That doesn't mean that they're not going to go sign Schlotterbeck. Or now the big rumor is Bastoni, who did come out and say, I'm good at Inter, I'm happy. Then under his post, Barca fans start kind of come to Barca. He liked 2 of those separate comments and has been known in the past to go and like different Barca players post, yada yada. It feels very Rashford-esque. I'm not going to play into all that because I don't think we can afford him. He's a Biso, terrific. But that being said, Barca continues their lead over La Liga. It's one of those things where Hansi Flick is working miracles. He's literally essentially one fit center back at this point. Christensen's out. Araujo is, I guess, still in Jerusalem. I'm not really, I don't know if he was allowed out. I don't know if he's now serving for the IDF. I'm not really sure what he's doing. Eric Garcia, I guess, is a center back, but he's also our backup right back, and he's also our backup DM. So you're really just rocking with Kubarsi and Garcia and hoping no one. Oh, and of course, Gerard Maldini, who is our backup left back, who has now become a center back. So we'll see.
Relation to Paulo?
Well, his last name is Martin, but he's been playing so well.
I thought you said Maldini.
Well, correct, because he's been playing so well that people are now calling him Gerard Martini or Maldini. It's one of those things that they combine his last name. It's extremely difficult to say, but reading it makes sense.
Say it.
Gerard Martini.
Wow, that's perfect.
Yeah, I know, because it's not that hard to speak. Anyway, that being said, we'll see what Barca does there in the transfer window. We'll get transfer window news, I think maybe the first week of January. When we come back, that might be a fun one to kind of talk through it. Real Madrid do pull out a win, which is big for the La Liga title race. They don't make things easy for themselves, and I don't know. It is such a saga. I could not imagine being a Real Madrid fan, purely from the aspect of just all right, so they win 2-0, Jude Bellingham scored, and Mbappe had a PK. Also, Mbappe did the Ronaldo, after the penalty. I don't know. In my eyes, I'm I don't want that to be my legacy. Dude's banging penalties, and then they start hitting the C. You know what I mean? That's not good.
I disagree. You're getting paid millions upon millions of dollars, and you're talking about legacy with a C celebration. I'd take that any day of the week.
Wait, I'm not saying it's bad on Mbappe. I'm saying it's bad on Ronaldo's legacy, that people, when they hit penalties, they're now hitting the C. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think that's great for his legacy.
Why?
He has influence. He has power over the next generation.
Of penalty takers?
Of penalty takers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pooch is on one today.
He's the GOAT PK taker.
I don't know if that's true.
Who's a better PK taker than Ronaldo?
Give me a second. I mean, he's maybe scored the most, but conversion rate, I don't know. Let's do
No,
minimum 20.
I'm not even talking about that. Who's the most iconic PK taker you know? You see this, like you could see that, close your eyes and you can see that
Okay.
person taking a PK, the first person that pops in your mind.
I mean, I guess it's Penaldo, but
Yeah.
but I also just
His
see
nickname
corruption.
is Penaldo. His nickname is Penaldo. He's the GOAT PK taker.
Oh, the highest penalty conversion rate in the Premier League is Frank Lampard with 93%. So, how Frank Penpard?
Lamb Penard.
Ooh, Lenapti?
No, you're thinking of the
Laminalty?
right back. You're thinking of the right back, formerly of Brighton.
Frank.
It's
We're gonna have
Lamptey. It's Lamptey, by the way.
Oh, Tariq, correct. That
Yeah.
was my mistake. Let's go with Frank Penard. Yeah, we'll go with Frank Penard because he's obviously the GOAT penalty takers. Not a good look for Chelsea fans there. Really walked into that one, huh, Chelsea fans? Yeah, La Liga, Barca have a nice little lead on it, but it's just funny because now everyone's like, oh, we love Xabi Alonso again. We talk about this every week. It's like they're going to lose the next game and all of a sudden
It's
they're
a
going to all
soap
hate
opera.
him.
It's a soap opera.
It's like not even worth talking about because you know they're not going to sack him unless they lose like 4 straight. You know what I mean? Like they have to lose like 3, 4 straight and lose complete grasp on La Liga. But yeah, other than that, not too much news other than that. You know, Thiago Silva moved to Porto. We talked about it a little bit on that last episode that he had just asked for his release from his contract. And then we debated some different teams that he moved really quick to Porto, which makes it seem like that was kind of probably always in the works, which in his defense would be kind of weird to also end your contract and then no team in Europe maybe wants you. So he probably did have that in the works.
Yeah, no, it'd be super weird to end your contract with a team and then say you're a free agent and then nobody picks you up for a couple of weeks. Yeah, that definitely hasn't happened to another center back recently, moving from Tigres or Monte.
You're talking about Sergio Ramos?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Barca fans are joking about signing him on like a little 6-monther. And
Arsenal fans too.
yeah, I love Sergio Ramos. I don't care that he was in Madrista.
Oh,
I love Sergio
love
Ramos
him too, but he's past it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Baller. He also, I don't know if you know this, he has a horrible singing career. He is, so for every World
Really?
Cup, Spain comes out with a song that sometimes the players sing or like they have a part in. He, and I think it was 2018, he was the one that, it was him and like this woman, famous Spanish singer, and they actually sang it. I don't know. Whatever. We're not, Owen's upset that we're diving so deep into this. Sorry, O. All right. Are we ready to move on, O, to our Mystery 11 here?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poocher, you ready?
Born ready.
I like when Pooch just freezes because sometimes I think he's either asleep or something. What was that last episode that you fell asleep on the mic, or was that the one before?
The one
was 2
before
ago.
it, because people were coming up to me saying, "Stop falling asleep on the pod."
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into this Mystery 11. For those that don't know, maybe it's your first episode here. The way this Mystery 11 works is Owen has put together an 11. Me and Pooch are going to take turns going back and forth. We're working as a team here, trying to guess.
Pause.
I don't play. I don't know what I said. We're going to go back and forth here, asking Owen for certain positions. Pause. That's a real pause. You see, Pooch. And then from there, he will tell us the player in that position. And then from there, we will try and find the connection between the players and find how it is. So, why don't we start here? Pooch, is there a certain position we want to start with?
Yeah.
Pause.
First, can I get the formation?
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, I've went pretty basic. It's just a 4-3-3.
Perfect. I'll go right back.
Right back. That'll be Daryl Janmaat.
Oh,
You
He's
don't know Daryl Janma?
he's
how do you spell Janma?
Dutch. It's Jan Matt with 2 A's.
I will.
Yeah, I'm off on Daryl Janma. Where did he play?
He's Dutch. He played a whole bunch of really, really good places that a lot of people known him for.
All right, whatever. Fuck Janma. Continue.
I think he played at Grogenheim.
He played at whatever. Oh, he actually played in the Premier League. Or sorry, the
I-
MLS. I meant to say
I
the
will
MLS.
go.
He was a defender.
I
before
will
number 7.
go with players that played until they were 40 plus.
If you got that, that would have been
Okay.
nuts. I like that shout. Give
Yeah.
me the goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper Jan Sommer.
Okay. So I mean, this dude's a Swiss dude, right? Is Sommer Swiss? Yeah.
Mhm.
He's on that older side. I'm trying to think here. Dudes who have played Sommer, what team? He's played for Inter Milan. He's played. Where was Sommer before?
Bayern.
Really?
Bayern, and then he joined on like a 6-month loan
That was it.
and
Yeah,
did
yeah,
really
yeah.
horrible.
Where was he there? But he was there. He was somewhere for a while before that.
I want to say Mönchengladbach off the top of my
That's
head.
exactly right. All right.
Yeah.
Give me.
Was that right?
Yeah. I think that's.
Perfect.
Is that right?
I think so.
I think
I'm
that's
not
right.
sure.
Give me players who made their debut in 2012.
That wouldn't be it.
Did someone make his debut in 2012? There's no way.
I don't know.
There's no way he made his debut in 2012.
If you think I had that information on lock,
Okay, I'll take left back.
left back Martin Caceres.
Ooh. Uruguay left back. Yeah?
Yeah,
Interesting.
All participated in the 2010 World Cup.
incorrect.
Mm.
Caceres. Let me look him up real quick. I know who we're talking about, but that was going to be my shout. Interesting.
Martin Caceres was going to be your shout for
No.
left back.
Wait, this is interesting here, Pooch. So he played mainly as a right back, it says. Wait, no, he played
Yeah, I
mainly as
said
a
right
center back. No, left back. Caceres was left back. Your right back was, am I wrong?
Is
Daryl Janmat.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying
Yeah.
is interesting. Are these
There's no.
Wait, hold on.
What's interesting about
hold
that?
on. How is that interesting?
because Caceres here in his profile, it says he mainly played as center back and then as a right back. So my point being is he clearly has just fit somebody
okay.
into left back. Do you see what I'm saying? Give me the striker.
Yeah.
I can't talk to Pooch anymore. This guy.
That would be Cavani.
Man, played for a bunch of clubs.
Same with the left back.
Uruguayan played with a bunch of clubs. So here's the thing. Jan Sommer never played in the MLS, so that doesn't help me. This is cheeky. Did all of these guys wait, why am I looking at this? I'm trying to look at Cavani's clubs. Pooch, what do we think here? Did all these guys play in Serie A and then the Bundes? No, they didn't all. What? No. Okay, he already said no. That's fine. I'm totally lost right now.
Okay. I will take one of the center backs.
I'll give you Maldini.
Ooh. Ooh.
All of these guys played in 4 or more World Cups.
Maldini. That means that the other center back has to be a dog too, because Maldini was a left back at some point. So why didn't he just put Maldini in there? Interesting. Give me. How did you do the midfield? Like I don't really care either way.
Okay.
Give me is like a DM. Like, did you do like 6, 8, 10, or how'd you do it?
Yeah, sure.
Give me the 6.
Luka Modric.
All right, these are all old heads. I guess I have to guess now. He's your DM.
I guess.
Okay.
No. I've already given him to you. That's your center mid. That's your 8.
Okay, that's fine. So there is a different DM.
Yeah,
or are you playing like 2 8s?
yeah.
You can play 2 8s.
No. I've got a DM. I've got a DM. For
Okay.
you.
So you just gave me who I didn't ask for then. Which is fine.
I'll give you an extra if you want. If you want a free space. I mean,
No,
clearly you're struggling a little bit.
I don't do that bullshit. Are these all guys who Dini and Modric, bro? What connects them? Pooch, what do we think?
Over
here?
100 caps for club and country.
No.
I'll take that as my guess, but Owen's laugh tells me a lot. That tells me a lot. Owen's giggling. All right, Pooch, next one.
I'll take the other center back.
Martin Demichelis.
Okay, these are all old heads.
The GOAT.
It's funny because, all right, another Argentinian. What do you think here, Poochie?
I think it has to do with caps or like
I think so,
tournament
too.
appearances, because all of these guys, besides the fullbacks, have played at multiple World Cups. Like, it's all of that. Like, a lot of caps. I'm going to say over 150 caps for country.
Not it.
Wait, I have. All right, give me the 10. I have a very cheeky one here.
Hold on. You want the 10?
Yeah.
Dominic Soboslai. Come on.
Well, here's the thing. My first thought was, are all these guys the cap leaders for their countries? But the problem is, Caceres and Cavani are from the same country, so that wouldn't work.
What about captaincy? Have they all captained their countries?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No.
Okay, thanks for ruining my guess, Pooch. I also don't know how to spell Soboslai. Here's the thing, though, Pooch. Like, here's what I'm thinking, because I think we're on the same. Like, these are guys who have had long careers. These are guys who have obviously. Have all these guys scored for their country?
Yeah, probably.
Well, Sommer. I kind of feel like Sommer may have scored.
Well, I'll go with the 8, and then we can put that one in as a guess. So what is the 8, Owen? Who's the 8?
Hold on.
Well, this is the 6 now, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Whatever, it's-
technically the
okay.
6, which would be Miguel Veloso.
Who? Can you give me a spelling of Veloso?
It's kind of
VELOSO.
yeah.
Okay. I gotta look that guy up. I've never heard of this dude in my life. There's companies that are coming up before Miguel Veloso is coming up.
He's a Portuguese.
Wow. This guy played for, who's his main club? I'm seeing Dynamo Kiev, Benfica, Sporting.
He
Oh, no, I'm
played
sorry,
for
that was his youth. That was his youth.
Girona.
No, Genoa. Not
Genoa. That's what I said.
Hellas Verona, Pisa. Oh, have these guys, wait. All these guys have played in Serie A. There's something with Serie A here. No, Szoboszlai hasn't. Right?
Can I give you a hint?
No.
No.
Okay. Jesus, sorry, guys.
Are they all like, I was going to say Eastern European, but obviously not. Damn. Pooch, what do we think? This is tough. The Veloso one really doesn't help shit.
I was gonna say the number of clubs that they played for.
Yeah, but
Although-
Szoboszlai's only played for 2. Like, or maybe 3 technically.
4.
Oh. Cavani's
So
played for
that's
how
why-
many?
A
Boca,
lot more than
PSG.
4.
He definitely played in Serie A.
Manu.
Menu. That might be it.
I don't know.
No, where did Cavani go? Where did he start? Well, that's what I was thinking. Serie A.
Over 50 caps, maybe.
No,
Because the
I mean, that's a shit one.
Benfica guy has 56.
You got to just do what you got to do here, Ken.
Let me check one more.
Is it trophies?
One more. I'm gonna say they've played for 4 more clubs.
It's not it.
This is a
Okay.
tough one. Give me the left wing.
Left wing, Gervinho.
Like
I love Gervinho.
like the Ivory Coast dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it may definitely be Serie A related now.
I think this has to be Serie A. Yeah, he's laughing. It's clearly Serie A.
Yeah, it's Serie A.
Give me dudes
What is
who
it?
have over. Let me see how many he has.
But
we do-
no, but Szoboszlai never played in Serie A.
Yeah, it can't be then. How the hell do you spell? Let me make sure that's true. Unless I'm missing something.
No, I think they all have.
I don't remember him playing there, but yeah, he's never played
No,
there.
Szoboszlai definitely did not play in Serie A.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But every other player I think has.
Every other player had. I mean, I think Caceres has. I don't know.
Di Michelis did not.
Okay, so we could get off that. Gervinho, bro. I mean, I was about to say, did everybody score at 20? But Maldini wasn't there. Oh my god, this is. I don't know. Do all these guys have more than 5 goals for their international? Well, how many goals did you? 5 goals for their international team?
That's not it.
Oh my god, Pooch.
Okay.
There's
Right
somebody at
winger.
home screaming it. What?
You want the last guy?
Yeah.
It's Gareth Bale.
Balesy. Gareth Bale.
I mean, is it all of these players have gone to a semi-final of a international tournament?
No.
Let me
No, that
think.
wasn't my guess. That was not my guess. I was talking to
That might have
Ethan.
been
I was
your
talking
guess.
to Ethan. I was talking to Ethan.
Okay. Well, you got a free little guess there.
All these players maybe have played in La Liga, although
No, Maldini never played in La Liga.
plus Szoboszlai.
Well,
didn't.
let's think about Bale, right? Bale obviously has captained his nation. Bale is probably
Could
the
that
great.
be it?
No, we already said that. He said no.
Oh,
Now here's what I'm thinking. Did Maldini play in the MLS? I
but
think.
Szoboszlai didn't.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Maldini. What am I talking about? He plays his
The-
entire
the-
career for AC Milan. Dude, he
the
has 600.
Sobos-
What was that?
I'm gonna be honest. The Szoboszlai one is throwing me off every single time. I'm like, oh, I thought of something. I'm like, oh, Szoboszlai's there.
Not Miguel Veloso. Szoboszlai's
Nope.
throwing me off.
Yeah, Szoboszlai's the one.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness with this one. Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you think this one?
To be honest, I thought this one was going to be too easy.
So we're way overthinking this.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh no, they don't. I was gonna say they all have an M. As
if
either
that was
their
really
first
what
or
you did, that
last
would be
name.
mind
No,
numbing.
I would hate that.
Yeah, that would be
But
bad.
there's legitimately half of the team has like an either as in their first name or last name.
I'd like to think it's slightly better than that.
Okay.
Only slightly. I was about to say, like, have they all hit like a free kick for their team? For their
I
national
mean,
team?
Did we lock in the PK one or no?
What, have they all scored a penalty?
Yeah.
That's possible.
What are we saying? This is like your last guess?
Yeah, this will be my last guess. Give me a second. I'm in my zone. This is really good podcasting, by the way. I was just sitting here
Either
quietly.
PK or own goal.
And you want to hit?
Pooch, what do we think?
No.
I don't want to
No
hit. I don't want to
hints.
hit. That's soft. Give me one more Google search of Dimichelis because I haven't looked him up yet. That's a name I forgot about. He really was for so long, so like involved with that.
He was the GOAT, man.
He played for Bayern. I didn't know that. As an Argentine player, he's trying to just okay. Played for Man City. Played for Bayern. Is there something there with Bayern? No, Gareth Bale. No. Have all of these? No. Have all?
They've all played
everywhere.
They've all
Somebody
been
in
on
every
the
league.
same pitch as Messi at one point.
That's a cute idea.
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
Yeah, it's not it after he said that.
I don't know Jorginho's clubs. I think they might all be teammates with the same player at some point, but I don't know what clubs he played. He played at Arsenal. I didn't know that. And he played at Roma.
You didn't know Jorginho played at Arsenal?
No, how was I supposed to know that? He played at Roma. Is there a player that's played with all these dudes? Come on, Pooch. You gotta think. Who's someone that played at AC Milan? Maybe he
played at Roma, Arsenal.
The problem is there's not one nationality that sticks out through it other than Uruguay. The Uruguay might be the key.
Just go with your gut. I think we need to just hear what the answer is.
Is there an Uruguayan that played with Maldini? Owen thinks we are so dumb right now.
No, now I'm worried. Like, I'm stupid. Throw in a guess.
All right.
Just half court.
Have all these guys scored a penalty for the nation?
That's not it.
What is it?
Yeah, I just want to say when I make the graphic and put it on Instagram with all their pictures, I think people get it because they all wore headbands.
Oh my God, they do. Oh my God, they do all have long hair and
kidding me.
Killed me when you like, what do Modric and Maldini have in common? Like the one thing that comes to mind is their long hair.
I mean, I guess it's for you. I'm not. That's actually a little sus on your end.
Is it?
No, you're good. That was a good one. All right, well done. Very well done. Oh, got us this time.
I was worried that you guys were gonna get it like 3 in, so I had to throw some like randos in there.
Yeah, how the hell did you come up with like Miguel Veloso?
I don't know. I had to do an unnecessary amount of research.
All right, well, that was a fun one. A nice long one.
The Soba slide killed me. That put my brain in a blender.
Honestly, I forgot Gareth Bale had long hair. Honestly, because he was like, I think like 2014 Gareth Bale with like his like little short like I don't know.
Guess yeah.
Whatever, fine. No one wants to do bullshit. Alrighty, let's move in here to a weekend preview. And obviously AFCON, things like that. Let's jump in right at the start. So we got some big games. We're not gonna do like full previews of all of them. I think that's a lot. Maybe AFCON we'll talk a little bit more, but like
also a lot of the leagues are in their winter break.
Correct. Obviously for the festive season or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's rip through these. Newcastle versus Man United. Who you got here, Pooch?
I
should know who you got.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious. Man U. I think. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take Newcastle on the flip here.
Okay.
You know, you've been kind of a hater, and I just don't feel like being on your team right now.
1,000%. Yeah.
Give me Villa over Chelsea. I'm jumping on that. Pooch can tie his bandana with Chelsea lads again.
No, I'm tying my bandana with you. I like where we talked. We gushed over Morgan Rogers and his ability. Yeah. I think this is another game where you'll see that shine.
The only thing that makes me nervous about this is it also does feel like something where eventually Villa does have to like lose, right? Like they do have to drop points.
Eventually, but I think right now is not that time.
Yeah, plus this Chelsea team isn't that strong. So I don't think they're up for it. Thoughts, Pooch?
Agreed. No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, probably very overrated. Palace versus Spurs. As much as I'd like to say Tottenham here, I do feel like Crystal Palace, I don't know. They're just one of those teams that like is a big 6 killer in my eyes, and it just looks like they want to go and win this game. And this is going to be the Oliver Glasner audition for Spurs this summer. You know, when it's like, oh, remember when he came to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and he put 3 on us? He outclassed Thomas Frank in his own backyard. That's kind of what I feel like we're about to say.
That was a really good impression of an 1800s poor kid asking for money.
That's kind of my British accent. I also don't know if this game is at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's in Selhurst Park, so a little different.
So I think Palace is going to win, but as you guys are Tottenham fans, you guys should take that as a positive because it feels like every single time I sit here and I'm like,
Yeah.
Tottenham's going to win, they end up losing. So I think Palace is going to win, but I could see Tottenham winning this one, but I do think Palace will win.
With the form are in, it's very difficult to pick Spurs to win games. I think O will agree with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yes, we should win this game, right? Like, you just should. But now that you have, yeah, that was in the Premier League. So now that you have Romero's out, Xavi Simons is out, it just feels like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like this is in our favor, which is crazy because we're talking about, like, obviously two great players. But at the same time, like, we should still be the better team, even if two great players are out. Whatever. Something else that we never talk about that I think, just talking about culture, James Madison. If you've watched any of his YouTube videos, he's been shown like his entire ACL process and like literally the day it happened, all that. You see him in that locker room, and he is like the mayor. Everybody loves him. He gets on with everybody. He is very, very, very clearly loved in that locker room, and also very clearly respected. You know what I mean? I think that does. Hey, on the field, Spurs fans know how important he is. I think off the field, I didn't realize how important he is. And seeing that, it's kind of like, all right, that might be playing a huge factor too. Leeds versus Sunderland. This is a battle of the maybe demons. Leeds have been in good form recently, especially they were looking like they were going to be, sinking in. They've kind of figured it out. What do we think here?
I think they're on such a hot streak. They just beat Crystal Palace. I think they're going to win this one too.
Okay.
I think it'll be a low-scoring affair, but I
Yeah.
do think DCL's on like a generational run right now. So
Yeah, he's so funny. You got to just be so upset if you're an Everton fan with him. It's like,
I don't even think I mean, he wanted to resign with Everton in the summer.
Yeah.
But I think they decided to go their separate ways. And then the funniest part of that saga was I was having a back and forth with our friend of the pod, Justin Sosa.
Arsaman, who was on episode 1, by the way. Or maybe it was episode 2 he came on, yeah.
It was, yeah. But because he's a massive Leeds fan, and I brought this up to him. I was like, in the summer, the reason why Calvert-Lewin didn't move like quickly for his new team was because he was like, I want a team in Italy playing Champions League.
Right,
There's like
I remember
4
that.
of them. Like there was 4 teams.
Yep.
He was like, I want to move to Italy and I want to play for a Champions League club. And
So you
it's
thought
like
he was McTominay?
it was like okay, Napoli is like 18 strikers. They're not going to take you. Like Milan and Inter aren't going to take. Like it was just so funny.
Yeah.
And like he then decided on like, all right, nope. For like a month and a half, nobody moved for him. And then he was like, all right, I guess I'll just go to Leeds. But like he's kicked on, which like power to him. Maybe he'll get that move this summer to a Champions League club in Italy. Maybe a team in the capital that wears red. So
I don't know. Maybe Como.
No, you guys
we
got
don't
Morata.
really want him.
You guys are good over there. You guys got Alberto Morata.
Honestly, we are good over here.
Very.
We're very good.
And we're getting better.
And we are getting
just
better.
The team is coming into great form.
Yeah. We'll see how you guys feel when Cesc Fabregas leaves.
We'll be good. We're not
fine.
Sergio Roberto, new coach. Yeah, Pooch, I'm actually going to probably go on the opposite of you here, only because I did a little bit of analysis. Sunderland just have to... Here's the thing. I think it's a very 50-50 game. And this is also why I'm going to get it wrong because I did analysis. Sunderland has been very strong at home. Leeds on the flip have been really rough on the road. If I'm just playing it, because I would not have known who to pick here, I'm just going to go off that. I'm a big, you know me though. As much as analysis, I'm also like a home field advantage type of guy. You know, when I talk about like, oh, it's tough to play places, and it feels like Sunderland's not an easy place to play. So I think I'm going to take Sunderland because I feel like Leeds are in a little bit of a purple patch too. And Sunderland, I think, have a little bit of better form, but it's okay if we're on the wrong, if we're on different sides of things. That's all right. You made that decision. We didn't have to be on different sides. You made that decision.
I'm good over here. Hey, LeBron. Hey, LeBron, we're good over here.
All right. Hey, we'll see who's good at the end of this. Let's talk AFCON before Pooch jumps in. Let's see how good we are at AFCON. Pooch, we're gonna get your predictions in a second. Let's give our predictions based on how much Pooch has given us knowledge and everything. Morocco versus Mali. I'm going Morocco. I don't know. I think Mali as a roster before AFCON, I would have said they have some potential, but I think based on what you've seen, let me go with Morocco. Pooch, quick analysis there.
Yeah, Morocco. I think the games yesterday or 2 days ago and then yesterday really showed that I just think Mali's a little bit discombobulated, and
Mhm.
Morocco's like a well-oiled machine. I mean, they didn't even play Hakimi, and they
Yeah.
were able to win 2-0. So, yeah.
Okay, good. It looks like we're on the money there, oh. Gabon versus Cameroon. This is gonna be a tough one.
I feel like I'll give the edge to Cameroon.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat there.
Gabon, just a bit of just less depth when it comes to
Mhm.
roster. And I think Cameroon is a solid squad.
Yeah.
I think they can make some waves throughout the tournament. As Pooch has educated us, so
Yeah.
it's an easy Cameroon pick
Well,
for me.
especially it seems like they've sorted out the manager and all that. Is that correct, Pooch?
Yeah, so the manager right now is the manager that Samuel Eto'o brought in.
Okay.
And then on top of that, they have 5 goalkeepers now instead of 4.
Yeah,
So they
cool.
also called up Onana, and they
Oh,
didn't let go of any
na-na-na.
other goalkeepers. So they have 5 goalkeepers on the roster.
That makes
While
sense.
It's smart,
Yeah,
yeah,
you never know.
yeah,
yeah,
You always want to be
yeah.
prepared.
definitely.
While I do think that on paper they're probably the better team, I may have to go with Gabon on this just because I feel like,
Damn it.
especially in these international tournaments, the more kind of weirdness that goes on around your team, the worse you're going to be. For example, England in the either Euros or World Cup in like the early 2000s when all of the families went out drinking and just got like piss drunk.
Okay.
And all
I
of
like
the
that.
wives of the players started like fighting with each other. I think England got knocked out in like the round of 16 of the quarterfinals, and they had a team that could have won it all. So
Okay.
I just think the more
Yeah.
discombobulated a team is, the worse they perform. And I think this is a spot for Gabon to kind of be like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang brace out of nowhere.
I think that's fair. And that was kind of the one thing that as I was just thinking about it, I was like, I don't love the discombobulation. I just don't. All I know from Gabon is obviously Aubameyang. And I do feel at some point like one man can only do so much. But
Agreed, but
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Egypt versus South Africa. Based on what you told me earlier, South Africa seems like a cheeky pick here, especially because Egypt's been struggling. Here's what I'm going to say. If Egypt didn't score that goal when they did, obviously, naturally, they had to, it was the 90th. I low-key love that from Mo Salah. He's someone, talk about one man can do something. Give me Mo Salah, who's right now trying to prove himself to the world after all this bullshit. It feels like it's going to be a tough game for Egypt, but I do think that they pull it through. Oh, wait, let's get over real quick before we get our savant in.
Yeah, no, it does seem like South Africa is of the stronger opponents
Yes.
in this tournament. But if we're talking about strong teams, I mean, it's Egypt's at the top of
Yes.
the list. So unfortunately, I feel like I got to pick them.
Yeah, I hate going with the favorite, but go on, Pooch.
No, I think, in my opinion, this game's a toss-up. Like, what
Ooh.
you guys just said, I could see happening. I mean, technically, they did have 35 shots today against one of the worst teams, so you'd
Yep.
expect that to maybe against a better team translate to less shots, but more goals. I don't know. But I think I could see Egypt winning. I could see South Africa winning for different reasons, like I mentioned earlier. But I'm not that what you guys said isn't like wild to me. So
Okay. Fair. Then we got Senegal versus DR Congo. Now here's the thing. I mean, Senegal's obviously one of the big favorites here. If we're betting, if I'm putting money on it, I'm putting my money on Senegal. But because my boy Owen here is a DR Congo native, a fan, a diehard, a Congolese man himself, we're rocking DR Congo on this side. Give me the money line. Give me the upset. Give me that. Who's Congo's best player again? I forget.
probably Aaron Wan-Bissaka, if we're being honest.
Oh,
I mean,
the way
he gets that ball.
Yeah, I'm all in on
Come on.
Congo. And listen, man, Senegal's a great team. Hand up. They're a great team. We may lose this game, but me and Owen have tied our bandanas for Como. I'm obviously a Zambia guy through and through. Till the day I die, Zambia. Okay, anyway. But I'm going to rock with Congo here. But if I had to put money down, I'd probably go Senegal. Pooch?
Yeah, I think your intuition is correct. I could see
Okay.
Congo beating Senegal in this one. Senegal, obviously, on paper,
Yeah.
a better team. But I wouldn't be shocked if Congo pulls it out. I mean, they have a really good back line, like I mentioned, Wan-Bissaka. They also have Siddiqui from Sunderland, who's basically the
Ooh.
engine of the Sunderland midfield.
Wow.
And fun fact, there is one player that wasn't called up to DR Congo
Uh-oh.
because they wanted to get more healthy for the World Cup. So it was a joint decision between the club and player and country not to call him up for AFCON, that is Wissa. Wissa is
Oh, yeah,
also
yeah,
from
yeah. I
DR
forgot
Congo.
about that.
So
He's
like
barely was that a real decision or does he just suck now? He's a
it was
Newcastle
no, it
lad.
was yeah, it was a joint decision from all three parties. Basically, he's coming back from injury, and DR Congo was like, "Listen, you're gonna be on our World Cup team, but we also want you. We don't want you to re-injure or re-aggravate anything, and
Yeah.
then like you're out 7 months, and you miss the World Cup. Like, kind of work yourself back in with the club, like play the club season out, and then." You'll play the World Cup. So it was kind of like one of those decisions that everybody was aligned to. But yeah, I I wouldn't be shocked if Congo pulls this one out. I mean, Congo's a good team. Everybody underrates Congo.
Yeah.
Um,
What about my boy Bakambu? Cedric Bakambu plays for Congo. He plays for Real Betis. He's bounced around a little bit.
I mean, he's kind of like their talisman. Like you said, he's
Yeah.
34. Like he's been around for a really long
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. He's older.
And he's kind of carried them for a while. In this tournament in general, he's probably the one go-to guy for them
Okay.
where it's like if like we need a goal, he's the guy. I mean, in
Okay.
the playoff against Nigeria, he was the man who kind of stepped up for the team in general. Not only in the game but in PKs as well.
Sure.
So he is that attacking talisman. So you
Okay.
will need a good game from him to beat Senegal.
All right. I'm rocking with that. I mean, I just remember his name a couple years ago. He had a really good FIFA card. I feel like he's just always been super pacey. So it's like just a name I remembered. It was that flag is so distinct that I was like, who's, you know what I mean? Final game we have here is Nigeria versus Tunisia. I'm probably just rocking with Nigeria. I am a huge Nigeria fan. I'm a Zambia first. I'm always Zambia first. But like the drip of the jerseys, just the history, you know what I mean? Like JJ Okocha.
You're a super eagle.
Oh, I'm not going to try an accent. Yes. I do love Nigerian accents. Long story short, I rock with Nigeria, and obviously Oshiman has been so good. Just across everything. I'm not going to bet against Nigeria in this case.
Yeah, that's smart. I think Nigeria wins, but Tunisia is a good team. I think it's probably
Yeah.
the best team that they'll take on in the group stage.
Yep.
So that's why we have it down there because I think it's a game that everybody should kind of tune into and pay attention to.
All right, cool. So if that's the case, so we're gonna go back to this competition then. We're gonna for any games, right? Betting wise here. For those who are not familiar, I'm currently 8-8. Pooch is 7-9. Right. This is not our cheeky tenor. Let's be clear. This isn't tenor. This is
Nope.
just when we do our over or under, our favorite and our underdog. Pooch, why don't you start with your favorite?
Yes.
Oh, let's start with your over. Sorry, start with your. I didn't mean to say your favorite. I meant to say your favorite over.
Yeah. I have over 2.5 Villa Chelsea at -145.
Okay.
I think this game is ripe for a Morgan Rogers brace, a Caicedo goal, even though that sounds weird. I think a Caicedo goal.
Wow. Predicting the
And
future.
then a Matty Cash winner, 3-1.
Fuck Matty Cash. I hate Matty Cash. Anyway, that's fair. Okay. As usual, I'm
Do you want me
extremely
to go? Do you
yeah.
want me to go with my?
Why don't you rip
Yeah.
through yours and then I'll jump on mine. Yo.
Okay. My under is Burnley versus Everton, 2.5 goals, -150. Once again, Burnley just lost their best striker, Lyle Foster, to AFCON, who scored a goal today, by the way, for
Okay.
South Africa. I don't see them scoring like any goals. I think Scott Parker's a fraud of a manager. He never succeeds anywhere he goes, but yet still gets jobs. I think you could put Mr. Bean as the manager of Burnley, and they'd probably get the same, if not more, points than Scott Parker. I am
Love
not a
that.
Scott Parker fan. He pays more attention to his fashion than he does to
Wow.
tactics. That's my rant on Scott Parker, and that's probably the most Burnley talk we'll do. I think David Moyes comes out with a 1-0 win.
Okay. No problem, man.
Sorry, I ranted a little bit on Scott Parker. I'm not a Scott Parker fan.
No, we got that.
Morocco is my favorite against Mali at -190 for everything that we discussed earlier. I just think they're the better team. I think Hakimi
Okay.
will play. They'll definitely get more of their starters in there and participating. And then my underdog is South Africa +330 against Egypt. And for everything that you guys said earlier about Egypt being having a bounce back game and Mo Salah, I just think this South Africa team has a point to prove before the World Cup that they're kind of not just an invite because the tournament got expanded, but because they deserve to be there. And I think this is one of the games where they show that.
All right. I like that. All right. So let me rip through this real quick for mine. For my over, I'm taking Man U versus Newcastle over 2.5. I don't know. It just feels like a game where there's going to be goals. I feel like every game Man United's in, doesn't matter who the hell they're playing, there's just goals in it. Newcastle too. Like, I mean, Pooch pretty much buried Newcastle, but I still think they could score. And Voltamata is in great form. He just scores no matter what. So give me over 2.5.
Even on his own net.
True. Exactly. There you go. For the under, Cheek, you want to give me Bournemouth versus Brentford under 2.5? That's actually a plus. I just put away the tab, like plus 125, I believe. Again, this game is just one that you don't watch. This is your vasectomy game. This is your the game's on
Ethan's
Saturday.
vasectomy game of the week.
This is the game that if you don't like college football, if you don't like any other sports, if you don't have access to AFCON, there may be another game actually on during this one. If for whatever reason that channel is blacked out, you just put this one on in the background. I mean, maybe you want to watch Andoni Areola. Maybe a future Spurs manager. He's done well with Bournemouth for the most part. Maybe Semenyu's final match. Maybe you're saying goodbye. Whatever. It's under 2.5. For plus money, give me that. This is maybe a 1-1 draw or like a 2-0 win for somebody. This is not full of goals. Favorite, you know who I'm taking. You didn't even want to talk about him in your preview. Give me Zambia versus Comoros. My boys, my Zambia boys. Give me Patson Daka for an anytime goal scorer. We're doing flips. We landed on our head. It's Cam Scadabu energy. You like that? And then my underdog, I've tied my bandana with him. Give me O's DR Congo. Give me the Congo. Give me the Congolese. I don't think that bet's gonna hit, but I've been so good betting that I could throw one away if I need to. But when it does hit, oh my god, we dropping Congo flags in the chat. Drop them on the IG, drop them wherever. My boys, the Congolese, my boy Bakumbu, is gonna score a big goal for us with his pace from FIFA. Yeah, again, obviously it's the festive kind of like break here, so not a ton of games, but I think there's some cheeky ones in there. I really do. I think some of the ones we talked about. I think Villa Chelsea is a good one. I think Tottenham Palace is actually going to be an exciting one. I know obviously the ones we all previewed. Newcastle versus United is going to be one that's just tough for me to watch. Like it just feels like two teams that are kind of
Only game on Boxing Day.
Don't forget the Boxing Day of 1961. You know that meme where it's just they post it every year and it's like every game was like 14-0. It was like 9-1, 14. Yeah, never forget that. Leeds versus Sunderland, I think, is going to be one of the most fun games of this weekend.
Yeah.
That just feels like high-powered. And then, of course, obviously, Zambia is going to be so exciting. All right. We're obviously here in the festive season. We don't have an episode coming up next week, so we're going to give you guys a little bit of an extra long one here. And because of that, we wanted to be festive. We're going to go with a little holiday special. I think in the same way that no one saw our midseason tiers. Same way we've kind of made these tiers essentially, and maybe we'll add more as we go. We're going to kind of play it by ear. Owen you don't have a late bedtime tonight, right? You're good. You can stay.
No, my mom said I could stay out a little bit later.
Okay, so good. So we have a little extra time here. That being said, Pooch, walk me through here. So we have Grinch, we have Tiny Tim, and we have Saint Nick as our first three.
Yeah. So the Grinch is kind of representing maybe somebody this year that's been a bit bad, that you're like, they're kind of ruining maybe the sport, their team, the league, whatever.
I have a couple people like that.
Yeah, exactly. Tiny Tim is if you've ever seen like Scrooge, he like gets his legs or whatever in the end. I don't know. I've never seen it. So,
yeah, you wrote Tiny Tim. I'm not even familiar with this either.
Yeah, it's like maybe like an underdog story.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. Owen doesn't like my representation of Scrooge. I've only seen Scrooge in like those TikTok clips.
At least it's call it a Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol.
Scrooge.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Thank you. I didn't want to be the idiot that didn't know stuff. Okay. I feel very good about myself now. Go on.
And then the last one's Saint Nick. Maybe somebody that's been like a savior to a team, a player, a league. Like you could be like the physios at like whatever club because my team is now finally healthy. Like these guys have brought me presents this year. So I can rattle off mine to start if you want.
Yeah, go and start.
So my Grinch of 2025 is Mr. Marinakis.
Yeah,
I mean,
easily.
I mean,
Horrible person.
not only did he stop one of his players from leaving for no reason, just because he didn't want him to leave, but on top of that, he kicked out a club of getting into the Europa League, meaning Crystal Palace, because a guy used to own them.
Yep.
So just really like kind of what's it called? Like snitch behavior on all fronts.
Okay.
So I think he's the Grinch of the year. My Tiny Tim of the year is Coventry City / Frank Lampard, because Coventry City was not expected to be kind of in the hunt to gain promotion. They've always kind of been sniffing around there the past couple of years, but this year with Frank Lampard, they so far in the championship they have 48 points. 14 wins, 6 draws, and 2 losses. They are like miles above everybody else. They're performing really, really well, and I think it's one of these little stories that maybe some people like are following, because if you're really in tune with everything, you are, but not a lot of people are noticing. And then my Saint Nick of the year is Andrea Berta.
Oh my
He
God.
has done wonders for my club.
Oh my
He's
God.
brought us many gifts. And when you go from having somebody like Edu as your sporting director, who's like the best we could do is Raheem Sterling on signing day, like on a loan, to on like 2 days before pulling Eze like out of nowhere, like to me, I think that deserves that Saint Nick moniker.
Okay. I like that. For me here, so my first one, and maybe this is basic, and for the Grinch, I could have went a couple of different ways here.
Wait, let me guess. Fiorentino.
Pooch, is that a cat?
Yeah, it's my brother's cat.
It's not the family cat. Your brother has his own cat. You
Yeah.
just nodded yes. It's okay. You can have it in the background. We have.
Can the cat join the?
Yeah, let's get him on the call. I'm allergic to cats, but
No, we can't. I'm gonna kick him out of the room.
Can we put your headset on him, please?
Pooch has gotten up to grab the cat with one arm and no rotator cuff. All right, let me jump in here real quick. You couldn't catch it, huh? Pooch has always struggled.
I kicked him out of the room.
Oh, Pooch has always struggled to get that pussy. You know what I mean? Owen did not like that. All right. My Grinch of the year is that fucking scumbag Vinicius Jr., man. Just causes problems everywhere he goes. Abby Alonso might get fired because his bozo. He said that one time, he was like, oh, if I don't win the balloon, or I didn't win the balloon d'Or, now you're going to watch me do it 10 times better. And then you didn't do it 10 times better in 2025. Bozo. You know who did it better? Fina. Anyway, I could do Bellingham here, but Bellingham isn't so much of a Grinch. You know, like Grinch, I think, is like a Mr. Marinakis, like just a bad person. Vinicius is a bad person. Vinicius would probably spit on a kid. He'd probably spit on Tiny Tim. Bad person. My
From
Tiny
Scourge?
Tim. We should have just never even done this segment.
You're the one who suggest. I'm sorry. I assume that like since this was your suggestion that you're like a big like a Christmas Carol fan.
Yeah.
Because you know we could have just done like a naughty and nice list, but you're like, let's do a Scrooge Tiny Tim thing. And this is from a movie you've never seen.
I mean, I've watched it in parts on TikTok.
Okay. This is how this podcast operates, man. We're really on the ball. There's nobody who's made it even this far. If you made it this far, drop a comment somewhere. We'll Venmo you $1. Owen will. Not me. Owen will. All right. My Tiny Tim, Quarabag, doing okay in the Champions League. Fun. I feel like they're Tiny Tim. I don't know. I can't really think of like. I feel like there's not really too many underdog stories this year in any of the leagues or anything. Like, I don't know. In the past, you've had like a team like Girona killing it, or you've had like certain players who like, for instance, like maybe last year I said like Jean-Philippe Mateta. Like we don't really have a player like that really killing it either. I don't know. Maybe, unless I'm missing someone obvious, but I feel like Holland's killing it.
Maybe like a Semenyo.
Yeah, it could be that's not a bad shout. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Semenyo, and my Saint Nick initially was going to be Rafinha for me because of how good he's done for Barca. I'm going to go Semenyo for Bournemouth. Dude's balling. He's going to get them probably 40, 50, maybe 60 mil. I forget how much his release clause is. He's going to probably bring a lot of joy. It's been reported that Manchester City and Man United seem to be the two teams that he's going to win, which is weird because it seemed like Liverpool was kind of the team he was destined for, but whatever. That being said, I'm going to go with Semenyo being the Saint Nick. So maybe we could put like a nice little hat on him. You know what I mean? Like on the graphic.
A Semenyo hat? A Santa hat on Semenyo.
There you go. Or
Okay,
you can make Santa look like Semenyo.
That might be a little more difficult.
Gotta do what you gotta do, Ken. That's your pooch like that one. But yeah, I think we're good with the holiday special. Is there anyone maybe we missed on this? Oh, and anyone you were thinking of? You get in on the festive cheer. Well, I know somebody for you, but you go.
I guess, when we say Grinch or Scrooge, the first person that comes to mind is currently a favorite over there in France, over at Marseille. But I honestly think
that's a very
arguably the biggest Grinch of them all might be Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're really happy over there that he's balling out over in Ligue 1. And every time I see him come across my social media feed, I get a little nauseous. So that's my Grinch.
You're a good dude, Owen. You're a very good dude.
I appreciate that. I guess.
Would you put Mason Greenwood in your England 11 if you were an English an English fan? It's right before the World Cup, and you really. If I told
you, did he not do anything bad ever?
No. I'm asking if you're English right now, right? Say you're not Irish anymore, which I know is probably even more nauseating, right? And I told you could shake my hand right now. England wins the World Cup this summer, and Mason Greenwood is in the team. That's the only way you win the World Cup.
I would really struggle to get enjoyment out of that, especially because I feel like that's not a position in which England will struggle. Right? I feel like
it's unnecessary.
Right? They have like plenty of depth there. If you were talking about maybe like we were talking earlier, a right back or somebody, maybe that's something to think about. But no, there's so many guys we can throw up there who haven't.
That's the only way England wins the World Cup.
That's the only way.
So
it's either Greenwood gets a World Cup or nothing.
Correct. You guys, I don't know, flame out in the quarters or semis.
Right. There's so many layers to this hypothetical because in this, I'm like an England fan in this.
Yeah, which makes it hard.
Which I'm so far removed from.
All right, fine.
I don't think I would though. Although I don't know. I'm trying to put an American lens on this. Right. And
what if he goes to the Jamaican national team?
Jamaica wins a World Cup. That would be so yes.
Wow, so that's where your awesome. That's where your morals go out the window. Personally, I don't need a World Cup. I'm good on my side, but
okay,
that's all right.
Could you imagine like in 20 years when we're talking about World Cup winners and we get to say Jamaica, we won't even think about that guy, but it's like Jamaica has a World Cup. That's hilarious.
Okay, how about this? Mason Greenwood's on the U.S. national team.
See, that's where I'll have some struggles.
And like I'm not saying he's just on the roster.
Right, like,
he's playing.
Right. And is he like doing well? That might make it worse.
I won't make him like the best player of the tournament, but I'll say, yeah, he's playing well. He's like he's someone you're going to remember on this team, right? Maybe he's not your best player, but he is like someone that like you can't tell the story of this World Cup without he scores in the final to win.
Oh, no.
Where do your morals lie? I'm good. I don't need a World Cup. I'm good.
I'm good.
No. You said if you were Jamaican, you would take your team.
That's different.
Why Jamaica, but not the U.S.? What makes the U.S. better than Jamaica morally?
No, I feel like we'll get one in time.
Okay.
I'm not sure Jamaica has that privilege. They got a good team, though. Honestly, there's some players over there. Why?
we got a rattle.
Shout out Jamaica. I actually have a Jamaica national team shirt in my closet.
You know what's good about Jamaica is it's going to be perfect for the intro song. We already have it as the intro song. Like we've got us on the Jamaica wave. One day we're going to get K-pop on here and talk about the Korean national team. That's going to be awesome.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where we were.
Where's your Tiny Tim?
A Tiny Tim. I don't know. Maybe like let me get
motherfucking let me get
They're really, like you were just saying, there really haven't been like many like underdogs or many small little guys.
Sunderland?
I guess.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Are they? I mean, I could honestly argue like a Villa doing as well as they're doing is a little fun.
Expectations.
But I mean, they're like a big club. But I do like to see a Villa succeeding. So maybe I'll put them in my Tiny Tim slot.
Okay.
And as for Saint Nick, I mean,
I have your Saint Nick.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, you give yours and I'll give it after. I don't want to like.
Okay. I was gonna say my favorite Serie A team, Como.
Ooh. Ooh.
I have so much pride and love in my heart for them. And
yes, sir.
They're putting together a season that's probably going to go down in the history books one way or another. I just feel it. They're obviously, it's a bit middling as where we sit today.
Yep.
But
That
we're
loss
gonna
against Roma
watch
changes
this
everything.
episode in 4 months. Be like, wow, I can't believe Como was all the way down the table back then.
Dude, Como fans are going to invite us to Como because the second you and I jumped on the bandwagon, they started winning. And Roma fans are going to want to kill Pooch because they.
No, they're gonna love me because I nipped it in the bud now.
But what if Roma goes now on a generational losing streak because
you didn't let us in.
We were never in. Remember, we were on the doorstep and you cut us out.
Then
you left us in the cold, and Como opened the door with wide arms and said, "Come home."
No, I have the reason if the only way Roma goes on a generational losing streak is if the Archives team loses the Vatican City Cup.
Jesus,
what are you on, bro?
You
went home and you
mentioned
had some creepy stuff, like on some weird stuff.
we talked about it a few episodes ago.
We did.
I've been tapping in. I've been tapping into that league.
How have you been getting the results? Have you been like flying over there to like view the bulletin that they
email?
Yeah, they email it. They do. You have to like sign up for email or something. I don't know. All right, who's your Saint Nick? So you said it was.
I said it was my Como boys.
Your Como. Okay.
You said you had one.
Your Saint Nick was gonna be Troy Parrott.
Oh.
He got you to the World Cup and you just left him out. That could also be your Tiny Tim.
That's a great point. Yeah, I'm going to say what I imagine Pooch was going to say. Not quite at the World Cup yet. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that I do regret not saying that.
All right, so what if now Mason Greenwood was the starting striker for Ireland?
Stop this.
And it was your best player and you win the World Cup and you beat England in the final.
I think
that's where you draw the line again.
Still, once again, I've drawn the line in like 99% of situations.
The only one you haven't drawn in it is Jamaica. That's the only one you haven't drawn the line in.
Goddamn funny. If Jamaica wins a World Cup, listen, call me delusional.
Oh,
but Ireland is going to get one too. Before I die.
Shit.
I think USA and Ireland have to get one
back to back.
No, I'm thinking maybe way down the line, but I think all we need for Ireland, right, is one great performance from a generation. Because for the history of time, the best Irish national team players, quick Ireland tidbit here.
Love this.
All the best Irish players play in England, right? They play for England. Like, I mean, Grealish and Rice and all these other guys, they're all Irish, but they moved to England to play soccer, and then they're English nationals. Right. We just need one good generation of Irish football. Like, and we're talking good, not like one good player, which is what it has been.
Declan Rice stays, Jack Grealish stays, because this would be that generation.
Exactly. But now it could be a different one here with a kind of younger, a Troy Parrott-led team, right?
Naturally.
Just to show these young Irish kids to have some national pride and not be spineless bitches.
Ooh.
And then they'll start playing for the team that they actually should be playing for. And just like that, this is a fantastic football team.
So maybe if Mason Greenwood changes that.
But I'm cutting the Mason Greenwood talk off. You know,
That's fine. You opened the door to it.
I did. I opened the door to it to call him the Grinch, to call him Scrooge.
You did, but you got a heart like the Grinch did for him. For Jamaica.
That is so true, Owen.
Okay, guys. Jamaica.
I don't need Mason Greenwood.
2026 World Cup winner Jamaica. Here. Is that not the greatest thing you've ever heard?
Not with Mason Greenwood leading the line.
They're not going to remember that.
Okay.
Nobody will remember that.
I said you were a really good dude ethically. I don't know. You know what? I'm still rocking with you. I would have said the same thing.
Thanks, guys.
Anyway.
Owen, wait, real quick. I don't want to keep going on about it, but don't you think if he single-handedly helps Jamaica win a World Cup, that they'd build a statue for him so they'd remember him?
Oh, God. No. That's not the Jamaican way. I mean, they would commemorate the team as a team, right? Not an individual, right? This is a people who are very supportive and kind and welcoming, right? And
you were like, are you half Jamaican?
I think I might be.
Spiritually?
People say that to me a lot. They stop me in the street.
I would, if you didn't tell me you were Irish, I would have totally been like, oh, this dude's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you speak patois, which is amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Patois is not. No, patois is Jamaican.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Are you Jamaican? Don't you want Jamaica to win a World Cup?
I would love for Jamaica to win one versus a lot of countries. Yeah, but I never said with Mason Greenwood leading the line. Give me Leon Bailey leading the line. Give me... Ooh, who else is Jamaican? Leon Bailey's not Jamaican? Yes, he is.
No, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. Anyway, I don't know, boys. We got anything else left here for the people? I think they should go enjoy time with their families.
Yeah, this went off the deep end pretty quick.
Yeah, well, you got a little risque.
Once again, just said he was the Grinch.
I guarantee you won't put this clip up on social media of Mason Greenwood. You would do it if I said it. If Pooch said it, you definitely would do it. You probably put hearts all around him.
I think it is a good thought experiment if people would allow Mason Greenwood to win a World Cup for Jamaica.
Next episode, first segment is we're doing every single team in the World Cup and picking if we would still rock with them if Mason Greenwood was the striker.
Yeah, if it would be worth it.
All I'm saying is there is a line there.
I don't really disagree with you, but I'm good. I don't have to agree with you either. You made the point. I don't have to co-sign it. All right, let's wrap this one up. I think Pooch wants to go to bed. Owen is, he's getting into the wee hours of night. He's not up this late usually. Now he's getting a little freaky. He's on demon time. That being said, really fun episode today, fellas. We will not be, just a reminder, we will not be dropping an episode this upcoming Friday. The fellas need to enjoy time with their families. Owen has been working so hard on graphics that we need to let him out of this, let him out of the sweatshop, let him out there. Maybe for Christmas we'll get you a Mason Greenwood jersey.
Okay. We're not doing this. Will it have the Jamaica kit? Will it have the Jamaica badge?
Yes, I'll make it a Jamaica.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it.
No, we'll get him a DR Congo Axel Tunesby jersey.
All right, see, that would actually be so dope.
Crazy. We should have like done something like that. Like we all got each other like a seat. We've been doing this podcast for about a month, maybe.
I did have the idea that maybe this is something I did consider, but I didn't tell you guys because I decided not to do it.
Good
but
idea.
Now I guess I'll share.
Sure.
But I was like, it would be cute to get 3 mystery football shirts.
Yeah, okay.
To open them.
Oh yeah.
And then I had them all in my cart, and I was like, I don't have the money to surprise my 2 favorite boys with this, so
fair enough.
I had to hit empty cart.
I can't even be mad at you. That is totally fair. Unfortunately, you notice we don't do ad reads anymore for those who are familiar, and the money is drained. But yeah, really fun episode. Everybody, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. For those that are listening, I think tonight, not the day that it is dropped, but the night that we recorded it was the final night of Hanukkah. Enjoy that, or I hope you enjoyed that. For those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Enjoy. Hopefully, you don't get a Mason Greenwood or Mr. Marinakis, or definitely not that fucking fraud Vinicius jersey or a Bellingham jersey, because he fucking sucks too. And yeah, Pooch, any thoughts you want to leave to the people before we sign off here?
Yeah, just keep enjoying AFCON. Keep sending us your thoughts on the AFCON. I've gotten a few texts about AFCON. Love seeing those of everybody watching. So continue to watch one of the greatest soccer tournaments on earth.
Sounds good to me. Everybody, enjoy it. Form is temporary, class is permanent. See you later.